starting at $68.71 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Tastier versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishings.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
To simple, affordable home improvements at Less's Glass, you'll find an array of options, like for bath remodeling. Adding a new glass shower door, embeveling the edges of your mirrors, or simply having us install new mirrors to any living space in your home can add a touch of elegance and depth that can really turn a room's frown upside down. Or maybe you're thinking new cabinet doors. Before you write that check, find out how we can make your ordinary cabinet doors beautiful with a variety of glass insert options that can be easily installed into your existing wood cabinets and make a world of difference. And before you pay for new windows, call us to see if our affordable insulated glass replacement services can't save you a few bucks. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's just afternoon. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, October 3rd. I'm Jessica Tighe. Your top story, heading to trial after killing his parents.
I'm Adam Roberts, in for Greg Matzik, putting on some pressure to end the shutdown.
What a fantastic Friday. Mostly sunny and warm. We have a high of 86 today. Tonight, mostly cleared, and we're only going down to 65 for the low. It's currently 81 degrees in downtown Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a trial date is now set for the teenager accused of killing his parents in their Waukesha home.
17-year-old Nikita Kasap will stand trial on March 2nd. Court records show the trial is expected to last about 10 days. Kasap faces 10 felony charges, including 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for the deaths of his mother and stepfather. He was arrested in Kansas back in February when authorities discovered their decomposing bodies in the village of Waukesha. Kasap could face life in prison if convicted on the homicide charges. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A tense moment unfolds after a heated exchange over Milwaukee's police chase policy at City Hall.
Police Chief of Staff Heather Huff walked out of a Public Safety and Health Committee meeting after questioning from Alderman Scott Spiker.
I'm sorry. I just feel like Alderman Spiker, you're really rude sometimes, and it just has to take a break.
Alderman Spiker later softened his tone, saying he respects her but has a responsibility.
Heather Huff is a good friend of mine. She is the best chief of staff I've ever worked with. My job that 40,000 people in my district put me here to do was to exercise oversight. I cannot do that unless I have a skeptical eye.
Milwaukee police have reported more than 770 high-speed pursuits this year with 9 killed. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says President Trump and his aides are trolling Democrats, hoping they'll be pressured into voting to fund the government.
Beyond the president posting AI-generated videos of the top House Democrat in a sombrero, the administration's also been pausing several grants for projects in blue states.
Is he trolling the Democrats? Yes. Yes, because that's what President Trump does, and people are having fun with this.
But House Speaker Mike Johnson also says it's not fun to look for federal employees to fire.
And I'm telling you, they're not taking any pleasure in that.
The White House has spoken of the potential for thousands of layoffs. Democrats argue the shutdown does not provide a legal basis for it. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump has set a deadline for Sunday night for Hamas to agree to a deal in Gaza. CBS's Willie James Inman at the White House.
That would also mean an end to the conflict there between Israel and Hamas. But there's still many unanswered questions as to how this agreement, how this would all work out. There are certainly details in this agreement that call into question in terms of Hamas soldiers, for instance, if they were to lay down their arms, be given amnesty and be able to go to other countries. Who were those countries? How would that work? The details, really, we have to wait and see.
One parameter for the agreement would include releasing the 50 remaining hostages. Israel says fewer than half of those are believed to be alive.
A Bayview High School teacher just won thousands of dollars to use in the classroom. Trades teacher Michael Driscoll won the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools prize of $100,000.
I think anything where students are making something as opposed to just listening to something is the future of education. I think there's no way to replace somebody being able to fix a sink or wire an electrical outlet, at least not easily. And so I think those jobs are going to stay with us for a long time, and they definitely need teachers to teach those things.
Driscoll says the school will use that money to hire a new lab tech.
News about your money now. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 447 points this hour. That's nearly a full percent at 46,967. The Nasdaq is down 25 on the day at 22,819. And the S&P 500 up 17 points this hour at 6,732. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
News is sponsored by Ellie Mental Health. Visit elliementalhealth.com. Sports.
The Mental Health Minute.
Adulthood, that magical time in life when just one drink turns into 3 and maybe a few questionable texts. When I deserve this becomes a nightly mantra and your coping skills include wine, doom scrolling, and stress cleaning the floorboards. I'm Megan, a therapist at Ellie Mental Health, and we see you. Maybe your relationship with substances has gotten a little bit too cozy. Maybe it's starting to affect your sleep, your relationships, your job, or just your ability to remember where you left your keys. Substance use doesn't have to hit rock bottom to be worth talking about. Therapy can help you to unpack what's really going on underneath the habits, to build healthier coping skills, and to feel more in control of your life. If you're ready to stop surviving on caffeine, denial, and vibes alone, let's talk. At Ellie Mental Health, we've got your back.
This has been the Mental Health Minute. Get started on your mental health journey today at elliementalhealth.com.
The Cubbies come to town for the playoffs. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:06.
Hey, I've got a great idea. After a long week, relax with an ice-cold beverage and a great Friday fish fry at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. WTMJ's John Mercure here. With the fall colors here, the drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is one of the most beautiful in Wisconsin. And the haddock fish fry is all you care to eat. All other dinners are buy one, get one free tonight and this weekend. Order your favorite steak, pan-fried walleye, salmon, pasta. I love the ribs, big fresh salad, even steak and lobster. Any entree, all buy one, get one free. Desserts are also buy one, get one free. I really love that. De-stress with an old-fashioned. Choose from over 20 bourbons, 100 wines, 8 unique dining rooms, and your second dinner is free. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine, an easy drive from anywhere in our area. Now serving a Saturday fall lunch from 11 till 2. Tables are open. Call and reserve your free dinner. Arrive early. Serving starts at 4. It's the Fox and Hounds.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Plenty of storylines heading into the National League Divisional Series in Milwaukee as a familiar foe heads to town.
The Chicago Cubs are going to head up 94. They move on to Milwaukee.
ESPN with the call as the Cubs defeat the Padres in the NL wildcard round. So that means it's going to be Cubs and Brewers at American Family Field tomorrow. First pitch from the ballpark set for 1:08 p.m. In the American League, both the Tigers and Yankees will move on to the ALDS. And 7th-ranked Wisconsin women's volleyball still undefeated on the year, beating Illinois in straight sets Thursday in Madison. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. DOT still reporting this crash from about 9 o'clock this morning on the exit to Keefe, Atkinson Avenue from 43 North. Closed because of a crash. I don't see it there still on the cameras, but it's possible the camera just isn't showing it. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that one. We're looking pretty good. Just a couple disabled vehicles out on the system. For the most part, we do have delays in our construction zone on 41, and they are very slow right now, right around the Mayfair area, but it clears up once you get to Capitol.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. The warm stretch continues today. 86 for your high on October 3rd. Sunny skies, clear tonight down to 65. For the first game of the ALDS, we're looking at mostly sunny and 88 for your high on Saturday. Some clouds then and humidity Sunday, 85. The cool down then begins on Monday with some rain moving in and a high of 72. And Tuesday looks cloudy with some rain early in the day and a high of 70. Plenty of sun and 81 in Milwaukee right now at 12:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Tighe, and in for Greg Matzik, it's Adam Roberts.
Happy Friday, everybody. We got a big show today. The Cubs are coming to town for Game 1. We're going to talk playoff buzz and ballpark prep with the Brewers, plus the event they just announced for those fans who are heading to Chicago for Game 3. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll also examine the effectiveness of red light and speed cameras ahead of a public hearing coming up next week in Milwaukee. But first,
it's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Day 3 of the government shutdown. The Trump administration has signaled thousands of government layoffs could start as soon as today. We're about 30 minutes away from the Senate taking up competing spending bills to try to reopen the government. It is not looking good, though. Meanwhile, President Trump is sharpening his threats of mass layoffs and program cuts. In fact, he posted a video to Truth Social depicting a key White House aide as the Grim Reaper. Listen to this.
Food is the Reaper. He wields a pen, a thumbs and a brain. Here comes the Reaper. Done to your babies. Comes the Reaper.
Yeah, they changed that song to Russ Vought is the Reaper. Vought, the director of the Office of Management and Budget.
Not a great fan of that as a Blue Oyster Cult buff myself, but I'll get over it. Number 2, a fire shutting down a Milwaukee institution early this morning.
Working on a apartment over a business, Glorioso's restaurant.
Audio from Broadcastify. Glorioso's Italian Market. Everyone in Milwaukee knows it on Brady Street. That facility now closed until further notice after a fire early this morning in an office unit above the store. Now, the store itself didn't start on fire, but there was smoke inside the building. Crews working right now to see if the structure of the building is safe. Co-owner of Glorioso's Carmine Pressa spoke with WTMJ's Nazir Spencer earlier this morning, says now they're working on having to spoil their entire inventory.
All the perishable items, will be going in the garbage because we haven't had power since 3:30. So any, meats, delis, all that stuff, the frozen items, that's all going to be, garbage. So it's going to be a loss in that, but I guess, we have to be more thankful that nobody got hurt, and it's material stuff you can fix.
Authorities say nobody was hurt. The cause of the fire still being investigated, though Presta did tell Nazir it likely originated in the building's server room.
My favorite sandwich over there is the Human Torch.
What's on
Doesn't
the
seem
Human Torch?
appropriate to order after that story. It's spicy. Oh,
I would hope so.
It is so good. Brewers, Cubs, it is time for playoff baseball in Milwaukee. The Brew Crew opens the National League Division Series tomorrow at American Family Field. The game time is now set. First pitch is 1:08 tomorrow. We got the afternoon game. Then Monday, we have a night game, and it is a late one. First pitch Monday at American Family Field is 8:08 p.m. 2 games here in Milwaukee, then it's off to Chicago for the team. In fact, the Brewers just announced a fun way to send off fans in style on the Brewers Express, as they're calling it, also known as the Hiawatha Amtrak train. They're going to have a bratwurst breakfast, giveaways, mascots, music, and more. And stay with us. Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, joins us next to reveal all the details. Now at noon, sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Visit them at flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
So, Alex, why don't you tell us about Lion's Tail?
We've been brewing for 10 years, and now we're busy expanding into Milwaukee, trying to get on every shelf of every store and on tap at every restaurant.
How has Horicon Bank been a part of your story?
Horicon Bank understands the needs of small businesses versus working with a big bank. Horicon, they're much like a small business, just like we are. I know most of the people on that team. It's nice working with someone that understands your business.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or accuratebasementrepair.com.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
Plenty of sun still today, 86 for your high. Clear skies tonight down to 65. It's going to be a fantastic weekend for playoff baseball. Saturday, mostly sunny, breezy as well, a high of 88 degrees. Going to be a little sticky, though, as you're out and about. 85 the high Sunday. The cool down then finally arrives on Monday, 72 in rain, 70 in rain on your Tuesday. 81 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:16.
The tension, the excitement, the energy. It's Brewers postseason baseball. And for the fans lucky enough to attend the games, the tailgate is just as much a part of the experience as the game itself. But to ensure those memories are all good ones, safety has got to be a number one priority.
Whether you're celebrating a win or steeling yourself for the next inning, grilling is often the centerpiece of a tailgate. But in a crowded ballpark lot, an open flame presents serious hazards. Director of Public Affairs for AAA, Nick Jarmus, says it's about keeping your ballpark bash fun and safe.
You want to keep those open flames away from the vehicle as much as possible, and then also be conscious of any leaks. Monitor your surroundings, make sure you're keeping good amount of distance between the grill and your vehicle.
Also, keeping a fire extinguisher within reach is a good idea, too. Once the pregame party is over and you're headed inside the stadium, you need to safely deal with your heat source. While many modern ballparks like AmFam Field offer designated receptacles for hot coals, they are not universal. Never assume you can leave hot coals or grills unattended to cool naturally.
If you can't do that, dousing the coals, putting them out, not allowing them to just burn off on their own, and then still keeping it away from the vehicle until it is fully cooled.
It may seem like a good idea to tuck your grill out of sight beneath your vehicle to prevent it from being stolen, but Jarmus says that is a dangerous and expensive mistake.
A grill stolen is going to be a far less expensive proposition than having your vehicle damaged by that heat or even potentially causing a fire.
The last thing you want to have happen is what happened recently at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where they had a tailgating fire that destroyed 11 vehicles. This safety advice isn't just for the ballpark. It applies to home tailgating, too. If you're hosting an at-home watch party, keep your grill well away from your house, patios, wood siding, and any flammable materials. And keep that fire extinguisher easily accessible, too. And finally, the most critical piece of advice when celebrating a postseason run, driving home safely. Never get behind the wheel if you've been drinking. Sorry to sound preachy, but it's always worth a quick reminder.
The best case scenario is to just not drink if you are planning on driving and have some other alternative. But also just knowing your limits and sticking to those limits. Or just have an alternative way of getting home. Have a designated driver, plan on using ride share or public transportation if that's an option. And also making sure that you do have some non-alcoholic options for your group.
It's time to cheer on the crew, but also we want to keep things under control so everyone can have an awesome postseason. Go Brewers! Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Yes, playoff baseball is back in Milwaukee, and the rivalry couldn't be bigger. The Brewers and the Chicago Cubs square off in Game 1 of the National League Division Series tomorrow at American Family Field. First pitch is set for 1:08. Beyond the excitement on the field, playoff baseball is a huge moment for our city, the fans, and the organization. Joining us now is the Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger. I'm getting excited just thinking about it, Rick.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy time of year, and the fact that we're playing the Cubs just adds a level of intensity that we frankly didn't need, but we'll play whoever they tell us to play, and it should be epic games here at the ballpark.
Any tickets left for tomorrow?
See, a few standing room only, and then what typically happens is, we reserve some tickets for the visiting team, and since the Padres are not coming here, there's going to be some of the tickets that get released. So I think sometime today we'll probably have some additional tickets, maybe another 50 or 100. So we're going to make an announcement when we get that information. So, I would say a very limited supply might be available this afternoon, but if not, standing room only.
And you just announced the Brewers Express to send our fans down to Chicago for Wednesday's game. I absolutely love this idea. What do you guys have on tap?
Yeah, so we're partnering with Amtrak on Wednesday next week to have our sausages, our mascots. We're going to have T-shirts and rally towels and bratwursts, and we're going to have the mascots join the train, go down to Wrigley Field and root on the crew. So it's kind of a fun opportunity for us to, try to invade Wrigley Field, if you will, and bring some of the, hometown to Chicago and hopefully cheer on a victory on Wednesday.
Well, it certainly seems like it's been the other way around at times. So this is great to hear, Rick. And I was curious, it's obviously we got to see what the data reads, but maybe without some fanfare, could this be an option for future Brewers Cubs series, even in maybe the regular season?
You talking about the train?
Yeah, like some sort of partnership for future series.
Sure. We've done this in the past. We did this in 2018 with Amtrak when we played game 163. And if people remember who went to that game at Wrigley Field, there were more Brewers fans than Cubs fans. So True. I don't think we'll have that experience next Wednesday, but there's always a huge contingent of Brewers fans. When I go down to Wrigley Field for regular season games, you see so many Brewers fans there. So it's great that we get that support. And I think it'll be a very pro-Brewers crowd here for the games tomorrow and Monday, just based on who's buying the tickets and what zip codes they're buying them from.
Oh, I love that you look at that. We know not everyone can travel down to Chicago for games 3 and 4, if necessary. Number 4, what's planned for the big watch party on the Harley-Davidson campus?
Yeah, so we've got, for Wednesday, we're going to have a lot of fun. Again, the mascots. We'll have music, big screens, and a lot of pomp and circumstance to get people excited. We're also going to have food trucks, tailgate games. We'll have a DJ there. Our 401 Force will be there taking photos and greeting fans. We're also having special things at the barrel yard here at the ballparks for the road games, so people will congregate and come to the barrel yard here at the ballpark and have a great opportunity to watch the game, and it'll be at the stadium. Even though the games will be on the road, you'll still be at American Family Field.
You mentioned food briefly, Rick, and it is lunchtime right now, so food's on my mind anyway. I do see that we're going to have some unique vending opportunities for food and drink purchases at the ballpark for the postseason, no?
Yeah, we're going to have about 6 or 7 different specialty items that we're partnering with our concessionaire, Dollar North, to bring out. So the one that's getting a lot of attention is this 2-foot battle box nachos. So it's going to be Milwaukee themed, so beer cheese and brat crumbles, and then half will be the opponent style. So I guess if it's the Cubs, we'll probably have, some of the hot dog shavings on that side. And if we advance and play Philadelphia, maybe some cheesesteak. If it's the Dodgers, I don't know, sushi, we'll figure it out. But it'll be fun to sort of sample these things. We've got, the pocket pancakes. We've got tamales. We've got brachos. We've got
How many
Polish
pocket
sausages.
pancakes have you eaten, Rick?
I've had a few. I had them at the postseason rally here, and had a lot of fun with Murph and everybody. It was, we had over 10,000 people show up, so I definitely flipped a few pancakes and tried them. They were very tasty.
You guys have gotten so creative with that. The last few days I've noticed the Brewers have really lit the town up blue and yellow. I love the Magic Brew slogan. In fact, we have one basically right out here at 3rd Street Market Hall. Where will people see the spirit of the Brew crew around the city in the next few days?
Yeah, so the Home Bridge, we've got City Hall, we've got different murals going up around the town, and a lot of the local businesses are doing the blue and yellow lights. And obviously we have decked out the ballpark here with a lot of cool postseason banners. And, it'll be electric at, 108 tomorrow with, 42,000 people here making a lot of noise. And, the Cubs-Brewers rivalry is epic, and so this is the first time we've played them in the postseason, so it's going to be special and hopefully a successful venture for us. But, I don't think the hype can be larger than it is right now.
We're talking with Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, on Wisconsin's Midday News. Speaking of success, Rick, I know that you're always cultivating data, whether it's the regular season or the playoffs, on the success of events that you put on at American Family Field. When it comes to the playoffs, how does someone like you quantify whether or not a postseason run was a success from the business side of things?
Yeah, I think, we've had the fortune of being in the postseason 7 of the last 8 years. And obviously in 2018, we got to one game of the World Series. So that's our high water mark that we obviously want to pass. This year has been somewhat of a very unique kind of experience where, the ticket sales in the second half, we had 20 sellouts of the last 41 games, 12th in attendance in Major League Baseball, huge crowds fueled by, these 11-game winning streaks, this 14-game winning streak, the Mizorowski impact, just a great style of play. And, people early in the season were counting us out. And for us to sort of emerge and play at, basically, an elite level of baseball since June 1st has propelled a lot of the benchmarks that we use: attendance, TV ratings, social engagement, brand health, all that kind of stuff. So the numbers we're seeing now are as high as we've ever had.
It is going to be a hot one tomorrow, especially for October. I mean, this is wild what Mother Nature has in store for us. Are you thinking roof open or closed because of the heat?
Oh, well, yeah, Major League Baseball determines roof positions for postseason. I'm assuming the roof's open. Obviously, we're going to have sunny, warm temperatures, and certainly fan comfort is going to be sort of key. And unless there's rain or an imminent threat of rain, I'm assuming the roof's going to be open, obviously, on Monday. Now, on Saturday. And on Monday, weather forecast looks a little touchy, and it's obviously a night game, so we'll sort of play it by ear. But I'm assuming with tomorrow's temperatures being what they are and sunny skies, the roof will be open.
Yeah, fans, take note. It's going to be a hot one. Well, the Milwaukee Brewers head into the postseason tomorrow for the 7th time in the last 8 years. What a blast to be a Brewers fan. Rick, thank you, as always, for joining us.
Thank you.
Coming up next, it's your top local news and national headlines as well.
And now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, "I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house." Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. She also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for roofing and also replacement windows, decks, and of course siding. They've done it all at the Matzik households over the years. It started with windows, transforming our 1953 Milwaukee home into something beautiful. And then, on our new house, brand new LP Smart Side siding. Built 8 years ago, our house still looks brand new. Make sure to connect with Eric about patio projects as well. They've expanded our outdoor living space to an area fit with a beautiful cedar pergola, paver patio, gas fire pit, and more. The best in lighting? I can control it from my phone. All there at Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Take the next step and check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
It is 12:30. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, October 3rd. I'm Jessica Tighe. Your top story, video now released from an officer-involved shooting.
I'm Adam Roberts. Put away the pennies.
What a fantastic Friday. Lovely, warm, mostly sunny. High of 86. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll dip down to 65.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Senators will take up a vote on a stopgap measure to end the government shutdown today, but it's not expected to pass. Democrats say they will continue to demand slashing Medicaid benefits that they be restored and health care premium subsidies be extended. ABC's Karen Travers says there are no talks.
One thing from the White House end of this, they have made it very clear they are not willing to negotiate with Democrats on the issues that Democrats are demanding right now on health care. They say that that cannot happen while the government is shut down. Those conversations could take place if Democrats vote to fund the government.
Secretary Pete Hegseth announcing the U.S. carried out a strike on another alleged drug boat from Venezuela. It comes after President Trump informed Congress the U.S. is formally engaged in a, quote, armed conflict with drug cartels. That according to a confidential memo obtained by ABC News. A sentencing hearing underway for Sean Diddy Combs. He's facing years in prison on prostitution-related convictions. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:31.
Milwaukee police released body camera video of an officer-involved shooting last month. 21-year-old Kenneth Cubero was arrested after running from a traffic stop with a gun on September 17th. Police say he dropped the gun during the foot pursuit and attempted to retrieve it, at which point an officer discharged his firearm. No one else was hit by gunfire. A 26-year-old male officer with more than 6 years of service is now on administrative leave. Cubero faces one count of obstructing an officer.
A popular Italian market on Milwaukee's east side now closed after a fire. Crews responding early this morning to a fire above Glorioso's on Brady Street. Co-owner Carmine Presda tells WTMJ they believe the fire started in the upstairs server room.
Perishable items, will be going in the garbage because we haven't had power since 3:30. Any, meats, delis, all that stuff, the frozen items, that's all going to be, garbage. So it's going to be a loss in that, but I guess, we have to be more thankful that nobody got hurt, and it's material stuff you can fix.
The Milwaukee Health Department now inspecting the building's structural integrity. Gloriosa's on social media says the store will be closed, and it's unclear when they will reopen.
Well, this is a sign of the times. You won't need pennies anymore when paying at Quick Trip. The company is phasing out pennies for cash transactions. So as stores run out of pennies, all cash purchases at Quick Trip and Quick Star locations will be rounded down to the nearest 5 cents. The cash registers will automatically apply the rounding rule, so you don't need to worry about that. The costs and transactions will not change if you're using a credit card or digital form of payment.
Once again, we will have a big closure this weekend that could throw a wrench into your weekend travel plans.
Here we go again, only this time it's the other direction. The southbound bypass is going to be closing down for another 54-hour closure through the Hale interchange. Starting tonight at 11, 894 southbound will be closing between Greenfield Avenue and the Hale interchange until Monday the 6th at 5:30 a.m. Along with this, they'll be closing the ramps from 94 eastbound to southbound and westbound to southbound in the zoo. A left lane closure will stay in place from Lincoln to the Hale interchange until Monday the 13th. This is week 1 of 2 for this closure and, as always, is weather dependent.
You can see maps and updates online at WTMJ.com.
You might still be able to get tickets to Game 1 of the NLDS. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger just told us right here in Wisconsin's Midday News they usually hold tickets for the opposing team, but after that,
sometime today we'll probably have some additional tickets, maybe another 50 or 100. So we're going to make an announcement when we get that information. So, I would say a very limited supply might be available this afternoon, but if not, standing room only.
First pitch for the Brewers and Cubs game is 1:08 tomorrow at American Family Field. You can also listen to the game right here on WTMJ.
Brewers aren't the only big Wisconsin sport happening this weekend. We'll have that plus the roads in your 5-day forecast next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 1234.
Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. The doctor-developed Milwaukee weight loss program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain the results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here. After a summer in the maintenance phase, feeling great, looking great. I'm back in reduction mode with the goal to lose 10 more pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. That means I'll have lost 50 pounds, yes, 50 pounds since January. The best part, none of the intense workouts, none of the meals, kits, or shakes, no meds, no injections. Many patients see 20 to 30 pounds. I saw 40 plus come off in just a month or two. You can do it. I did it. Book your free consultation today at 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Don't imagine there's nothing to do. There's a place and a purpose for you. Every age has a stage. It's not just a stage of life, but every age has a stage on which to perform and to serve. We're discovering the stage God has prepared for us on which to serve and to bring all the talents and gifts God has given us.
Guest speaker Dr. Dan Pavla, this week on the Lutheran Hour.
Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We're doubling down on our downtown presence. I'm Grady Crosby, Chief Sustainability and Impact Officer at Northwestern Mutual. Our modernized North Building and campus upgrades are a testament to our continued commitment to helping our city flourish as a great destination to live, work, and play.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Oktoberfest kicks off Thursday, October 2nd at Fleet Farm. Join us all month for show-stopping deals, contests, and freebies every weekend. This Saturday, October 4th, the first 100 customers can score a free gift card worth up to $100. Grab a sweet fall favorite at our Caramel Apple Bar and enjoy free hot dogs, yard games, and more. Don't miss the fun at Fleet Farm's Oktoberfest. It's our way of saying thanks for your continued business. For details, visit fleetfarm.com/Oktoberfest.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Have you caught the fever yet? If not, there's still time. For the first time in the postseason, the Brewers in the NLDS will face their NL Central rivals, the Chicago Cubs, after Chicago's win over the Padres yesterday. First pitch for Game 1 set for 1:08 tomorrow. Set your alarms at American Family Field. You can hear the game right here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. 7th-ranked Wisconsin women's volleyball beating Illinois in straight sets in Madison. And speaking of Madison, Badger football returns to the field tomorrow. They're on the road to face 20th-ranked Michigan. That's an 11 a.m. kick in Ann Arbor. Busy sports day tomorrow. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We're doing pretty okay. Of course, our construction zones, we are seeing the delays. It's Friday. That's typical. No big crashes to let you know about. We do have a couple disabled vehicles out of the system, including this one down in Racine County. We've got it on 4194 North, about a mile beyond the ramp from County E. Right shoulder is blocked. I can see the car. It's a silver car. Just chilling on the side there. Traffic is moving just a little slowly around it. Not too bad, though.
Well, how about this for a Friday forecast on October 3rd? Mostly sunny, 86 the high today, clear and 65 tonight. First game of the playoffs for your Saturday. Roof, as Rich Schlesinger told us moments ago, likely will be open for an 88-degree, mostly sunny day in Milwaukee. You will feel the humidity this weekend, though, a high of 85 on Sunday. Then watch for Game 2 on Monday. There is a good chance we could see some rain. Cooler as well. Cooler, a high of 72. Clouds with rain early on Tuesday and a high of 70 degrees. The warm-up continues today, now at 82, and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:39.
An AI-generated actress is going viral this week. Her name is Tighe Norwood. She's beautiful. Certainly looks like an actress you might see in a movie or a TV show. She is also fake, created by artificial intelligence. The AI-generated actress is causing an uproar in Hollywood as some agencies have expressed interest in representing her. Text WATCH to the WTMJ Talk and Text line to see the AI actress and some of the other wild local videos we're about to show you. That's WATCH to 855-616-1620. Joining us is Martin Moore, marketing manager for Costs here in Milwaukee. He is also a local content creator. He uses AI for work. So I thought you would be the perfect person to chime in on this one. Thanks for being here.
Hey, I'm glad to finally be on your show. I used to pass you all the time when I was on Jeff and Steve's show, so it feels good to share the mic with you.
Well, we're glad you're here. And this is just this fascinating world of AI that really is just the beginning. What is the main concern with this AI actress, do you think? Is it lost jobs, intellectual property, authenticity, audience trust?
All of it?
Yeah, right?
There's an Instagrammer name. I think her name is like Little Michaela or something like that. She has like 2.3 million followers. She's done deals with like Calvin Klein and Samsung. And it's neat until you zoom out and you realize that a lot of these AI influencers, these AI actresses, all of the AI slop that we watch on, TikTok and Instagram, it takes away from a real content creator. It takes eyes off of a real radio news host or an actor, and it takes revenue away from them. And I don't know where we go from here, but it does concern me a little bit because I'm a content creator, and it's tough to fight algorithms and AI that has way more tools in their toolbox than I do.
Yeah, I think I first remember thinking about AI replacing actual people. I think it was last year in Portland when a radio station got rid of their drive time DJ or whatever and just went with what sounded like a real person.
Sure.
Giving you your drive time weather
Until you
or whatever.
listen for 5 minutes, and then it sounds like a bad version of Siri.
So you're like, something's off.
Yeah.
But even in passing, someone, even for just a second, thinking that that's a real person, even for just a moment, that still is a huge problem.
Do you guys ever get concerned about, because we've seen how convincing AI voices can be, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, if you're a Star Wars nerd like me. James Earl Jones, who played Darth Vader, that was all an AI-generated voice because he had obviously passed. And so do you guys ever think about that? Could someone come in and replace this show or a podcast or something like that, like an AI-generated version of you?
I don't think about people replacing the show, but I do think about people using the voice, and I don't like that. And I thought about that a lot during the presidential election and phone calls and people making calls and things like that. Do you think the majority of people care if it's an AI actress? I care, but do the masses? If this AI actress is good, does it matter?
No. On the long list of kitchen table conversations and things people and families worry about, AI influencers sits way at the bottom. They're only, like most human beings and most issues, we're only going to care when it becomes a problem. We didn't care about the smartphone when it first came out and social media came out. But now that social media seems to be the crux of every political and social issue that we have, now all of a sudden everybody's screaming social media, censorship, no censorship. And so I think AI is going to sort of ride that same lane in the freeway where people aren't going to care until they have to.
It is wild, though, looking at this video and seeing this woman. I mean, she's there on the red carpet. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know.
Right.
How do you use AI in your own creative process at work at COS?
I use ChatGPT for copy. Only because, and I feel dirty that I use it, but only because I'm a really good copywriter. Like I'm very good. Like I have a large vocabulary and stuff. And what I found is that like ChatGPT actually plagiarizes a lot of like the product pages and blog posts that I've written. So it does it in my own voice. And then I use generative AI in Photoshop to sort of expedite a lot of like the photo editing that I do. So I use it quite a bit on a daily basis.
So what advantage do you get from AI that traditional tools aren't giving you?
The expedited process of not having to spend 30 minutes trying to curate a product page, a subject that I need in 90 to 100 characters, editing a product packaging image that would otherwise take me a half a day. I can get that done with generative AI in the matter of 15 or 20 minutes. So it's really expedited just my workflow, and I think that's where it fits in properly.
Well, it's interesting. You save time on the front end, but on the back end, you then have to add time to fact check or make sure that everything is A-okay.
Oh, absolutely. You can't, like ChatGPT, and I've said this many times on the air and in podcasts, it's garbage in, garbage out. AI isn't something that like has the ability to think on its own. It spits out whatever we put into it and whatever it scrapes the internet for. And so if you're a business or you're a brand or an organization and you're using ChatGPT for your copy, it's plagiarizing someone else's, and might be a brand and copywritten copy, and you could open yourself up to lawsuits and stuff like that. And so you have to be very careful with when you use generative AI and ChatGPT and all this stuff.
I also think about this because I had a conversation recently with someone about AI, and I said I really haven't ventured into it yet, and she was telling me that she really has, and for work, and she's in the creative field. So I was really interested in that. I said, well, how are you using it? Because you're so creative, and that's your job. It just feels like, I don't know.
Dirty? Icky?
Yes, in a way.
Gives you the ick?
But the interesting thing is she said, I have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
She is now has her own business. She worked for Rockwell for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Now has her own business. But she said, I have to use it. Otherwise, I would be put out of business.
Oh, absolutely.
But something else that she brought up that I thought was interesting is she says, there's kind of this dilemma as far as if you are able to, as you talked about, expediting the process, so being able to do your work in a much quicker fashion. She was saying, if I can now use AI to massage these pictures in a different way or to create this, and I used to take this much time before, and now I can do it in this much time, how much do you charge the client? And I thought that was an interesting conversation.
Same price. Just because you become more efficient. I back in the day when I first started using this program called Final Cut Pro X, which is what like I edit all my YouTube, my 500 plus YouTube videos and commercials on. It would take me forever to edit a video, but through repetition and making a daily YouTube vlog every single day, I was able to cut videos that used to take 2-3 hours in 15-20 minutes. And so that's what AI does, is it expedites things. But I don't think you charge someone less just because you're smarter, more efficient, and better at a task, just because you have a calculator or a computer or AI.
It's interesting because I talked to my brother about that. He lives out in Denver. He's younger, and I was telling him this conversation. He basically said the same thing as you did, and he said it very quickly. So, it's different mindsets, and I will say she is of an older generation as well, so that's interesting. I want to, right now, we're showing some of the videos that you have created with AI.
Oh, did you cruise my Instagram?
We did.
They're quite good.
We've got a handful of them right here. Right now, we're seeing one. You've got the Calatrava. You've got the River, Water Street, beers. Is this one that you created for work, or the Milwaukee
the Visit
one?
Milwaukee one? So Sora 2 just came out, which is OpenAI's new second generation generative AI video engine, and it does audio and video at the same time. And so I just basically put in a prompt that says make a Visit Milwaukee travel video that would entice people to come spend money and vacation in the city, and that's what it spit out. I did another one of a guy twerking on the home bridge holding up southbound traffic. That was quite good.
I believe we have that one too, Gina. Can you roll that one? Because this is one where if you texted watch, you can see this. If you're watching right now on streaming, you can see it. But
it's quite good.
This is one that, now the newsie in me can tell that if I look above, that logo is not right for ISN, which it looks to be because the bottom looks like it's an ISN little byline, so to speak, a headline. But most people could look at this and be like, you're kidding.
Especially if you're not from around
To
here.
me, the biggest giveaway was the southbound traffic in the right-hand lane. I did another one with, remember the Milwaukee whale? There was always that like urban legend in Milwaukee where there was a whale in Lake Michigan. I did another one of that where people are like by the art museum taking video and there's a whale, like a humpback whale. It's fun. It's garbage. It's a waste of time. It absolutely contributes nothing to the human race or the betterment of society. So I don't know where this kind of stuff fits in, but it is impressive.
Where do you draw the line between using AI for inspiration versus replacing human talent at some point?
Boy, that's a deep question. My goodness.
You're here on Midday.
I know, right? Obviously, plagiarism is a big one, and it's a problem. As someone I can guarantee you, I've had my YouTube channel scraped, and every little bit of video is being used in generative AI to make your video. It's probably in that stupid whale video that I made, but definitely plagiarism. I don't know. I think we've already probably crossed the line. I think when you start to steal people's persona and their voice and images of their kids' birthday parties and things like that, which they've already done, every image you've ever posted on Facebook is in these models. I think the line's already been crossed, and so I don't know how much more you can cross it.
One of the videos, and I don't know if we have this one up to roll, but it actually is you. It's you looking like you're a Bucks player out on the court. Oh, actually, the one we've got up right now.
I flushed it.
This one's wild. The one that we have right now is the kitten that comes out when you say, "Hey, look, I just got a new iPhone," and it looks like you're about to open the box and the iPhone's going to come out, but a kitten comes out, and that is weird and jarring. But
but I just was kind of trying to. So I made that video, Sora 2. Basically, it tells you to take a 5-second video of your face, turn left, and then you say 3 numbers. That's all it needed to recreate that video of me as a Milwaukee Buck. That video of me doing an iPhone unboxing.
So I'm curious about this. Did you have any concerns about putting your face into the system?
No, because it's already there. Your face is in there. Your face is in there. Everyone that's listening, if you've ever posted on social media, your face is in there. Every video you've taken.
What do you mean in there? Because, of course, it's on social media. But if you haven't used ChatGPT, you're saying our faces are still already in there.
They are. So Google, OpenAI, all of these programs, they scrape the internet. They scrape every blog, every person's public social media account. They download your videos, your posts, your quotes, pictures of your kids, pictures of your wedding, and then it all goes into this giant swimming pool where it says, I need a picture of an eye that looks like this other eye, and it grabs Jessica's eye from some, I don't know, whatever picture it was, or it needs a beard and it grabs your beard, or it needs...
Hopefully you're not putting my eyes with his beard together.
But that's what it does. It takes bits and pieces of all of our stuff, and so when you ask when do we cross that line or reach that threshold, I think we already have. It has the entire history of the internet in its back pocket to make things out of nothing.
So it's interesting timing, Martin, while we have you still. So the governor, Tony Evers, just today signed a bill to extend sort of the regulatory supervisions that apply for online criminal acts to AI. But it does seem like that took a while because we've been talking about AI for several years.
Oh, yeah.
And at the pace that things move through Madison, sometimes maybe it's not surprising, but still seems like we're very behind the eight ball on regulating
this
things.
is stuff that it needs to be regulated, in my opinion. There needs to be laws and rules. And I think my biggest fear is not that AI is going to take our jobs in the near future or that they're going to become sentient and kill the human race like in a movie. My biggest fear is that there's so much dissonance and there's so much divisiveness, and government is so sclerotic in trying to pass legislation on this stuff that we're already behind. And I feel like these companies like OpenAI and Google are always going to be one step ahead. And we're never going to be able to get to a point where this stuff can be regulated and keep our content and our images and our photos and our thoughts and ideas and our own personal IP and likeness safe.
Our time goes so fast.
Sorry, that was a lot. I just
Interesting
pontificated big
discussion.
time.
That is Martin Moore, marketing manager for Cost here in Milwaukee, talking about AI and where we are today and where we're going. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Since 1946, Ansay & Associates has provided insurance to help secure families throughout Wisconsin. Our experienced and local agents are here to assess your individual needs and ensure your family is protected. As one of Wisconsin's top 10 insurance agencies, Ansay & Associates is here to provide all of your insurance needs, from home and auto to life insurance and specialty coverage. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
A Wisconsin state senator continues to raise concerns about how Milwaukee is allocating city funds.
Eric Bilstad.
In Sheboygan Falls, a suspect in custody in connection to the shooting death of a man from Canada.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
We do have an incident on Highway 175. They may have to close off a lane there just to try and clear this up.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
It's like you don't want to even do anything anymore. You lay in bed in the morning, putting off the pain. You put off your workouts. You put off your walks. And yard work, that's just not even an option anymore. As we speak, pain is taking away more and more from your life. And unless you take action, it's going to get worse. And that's no way to live. Not when there's a Rejuvenex clinic nearby. Because the power of Toradol, joined with the wonder of hyaluronic acid, can alleviate your pain. And it can allow you to start living your life again. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, Rejuvenex treatments are affordable. They're FDA approved. And in many cases, our patients pay nothing at all. Because insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pay for them. If your pain just won't go away, you should call Rejuvenex today.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Google reviews will tell you it's worth a try.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
That big online store has special days with ridiculously low prices, so why don't you?
We do.
You do? When?
Every day. Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next day delivery, too.
Wow.
Yeah. Plus, through Monday, get a free box spring or take an equal amount off an adjustable base.
I guess you could say that now is a prime time to buy.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
At Abbey Home, we're celebrating 15 years of making lives easier as a local woman-owned business. If you're looking to upgrade your bath or shower, Abbey Home can do it in as little as one day. We pull all the permits, tear everything down to the studs, and leave you with a beautiful lifetime warranted system that's turnkey, shower door and all. Right now, get 25% off your bath remodel with Abbey Home. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl. Go to abbyhome.com today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
For over 40 years, the Boucher Automotive Group is proud to have served Wisconsin with dedication and heart, one customer at a time. But we knew we could do even more.
In the last 5 years, we've expanded across the state, adding new locations, new brands, and new ways to better serve you.
At Boucher, growth isn't always about being bigger. It's about being better. Better selection, better service, better experiences.
Where you're going matters, and Boucher is driven to get you there. The Boucher Automotive Group. We ride with you every mile.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at accunet.com.
This year, it just feels different.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Keep it to WTMJ as the Brewers fight their way to a pennant throughout the run of the playoffs. Brewers playoff coverage is presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin and by Annex Wealth Management, Boucher Automotive, and Delta Dental. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
1 o'clock on the dot. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, October 3rd. I'm Jessica Tighe. Your top story, a school shooting threat.
I'm Adam Roberts. A popular Milwaukee deli closed after a fire.
What a lovely day. Another one. We're just racking them up. Mostly sunny and warm today. We have a high of 86. Mostly clear tonight. We'll dip down to 65 for the low. And right now, we're already up to 85. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Public Schools say a student was detained for making a shooting threat. It happened this morning at Morse Middle School. MPS says a student was immediately detained and Milwaukee police were called to the school. No gun was found. District officials say the investigation now begins.
A staple of Milwaukee's Lower East Side now closed this afternoon after an overnight fire.
A fire at Glorioso's Italian Market has forced the Brady Street store to close temporarily. Co-owner Carmine Presta says he's focused on repairing the damage and reopening safely, praising the support from the local community.
Glorioso's being here 79 years, and us coming into the business and working with Michael and his family, Glorioso, there's so many customers that have been there for generations, and they're nice to talk to. Everybody's very friendly. People love coming here.
Meanwhile, city officials continue to investigate the fire, and the health department will inspect the building before it can welcome shoppers again. At Glorioso's, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
One of 3 family members charged in the death of a Milwaukee woman pleads guilty.
21-year-old Aaliyah Friesen was charged with aggravated battery for beating her 30-year-old sister Ashley Hudson with a bat in an argument over a social media post in June. Their 15-year-old brother Haziel Friesen then allegedly shot and killed Hudson, leaving her to die on the sidewalk near MLK in Vliet. The brother is headed to trial for a first-degree intentional homicide charge. Hudson's mother, 48-year-old Tara Hudson, faces 1 charge for obstructing an officer. Friesen faces up to 11 years in prison. She'll be sentenced in January. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The government impasse continues in D.C., and President Donald Trump is escalating threats on massive federal layoffs as a government shutdown continues this afternoon. News Nation's Kelly Meyer.
We don't know exactly when those layoffs, those firings may begin. We are day 3 now
into this government shutdown, and the White House is preparing for widespread firings, and it could impact thousands of American workers. A senior White House official telling our Libby Dean earlier today that the White House already has a list of around a dozen agencies that it plans to target with firings during this shutdown.
The stalemate connected to an impasse over enhanced Obamacare subsidies. Democrats expected to once again block a GOP-backed short-term funding bill in the Senate this afternoon.
Apple removes an app that tracks immigration agents from its App Store.
Apple says it's no longer offering the app ICE Block because law enforcement believes it's a risk to officer safety. ICE Associate Director Marcos Charles says the shooter at an ICE detention facility in Dallas last week had used an ICE tracking app.
It's no different than giving a hitman the location of their intended target.
Joshua Aaron developed the ICE Block app.
We don't need to know from an app that police officers are at the police department.
He says his app is meant to help people avoid confrontations with ICE agents, not to disrupt ICE operations. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
News about your money now. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Been a good day for the Dow. They were up 1% earlier this afternoon, now up just about 0.6%, 286 in the green at 46,806. The Nasdaq, meanwhile, is down 0.5% on the day, off 109 at 22,735. And the S&P 500 had some early gains today, but is now holding about serve from yesterday, sitting at 6,713. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. More details at annexwealth.com.
The Cubbies are coming to town for the postseason, and the Brewers are hoping for the first win tomorrow afternoon. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:04.
Does music matter to you?
Flanders Home Entertainment wants to help you have the best music experience at home. They've got high-quality products, the best prices, and high-fidelity expertise for the best sound in and outside your home. Now is a great time to shop Flanders with our Music Matters sale event. All speakers, all amplifiers, receivers, turntables, CD players, music streamers, and accessories are on sale. Visit Flanders Home Entertainment today in West Allis, Grafton, or at Flanders.com. Sound advice at the best price. Flanders.
Just press play.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but despite what a certain national online company tells you, a car is not one of them.
Let's see. Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat bar. Oh, here we go. Green 4-door hatchback. We're gonna need some more quarters.
Sure, they make it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, and unlike those national companies, you get to see the vehicle in person and test drive it before you buy it. You also have the assurance that the vehicle's been thoroughly tested, and if any issue does come up, your local Adam member dealer is right here to service it and can also provide low financing and top dollar for your trade. Think about that before you take the chance with their so-called vending machine.
What? It's stuck! No! Oh, rats!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a beautiful deck, beautiful outdoor space, and Yardbird is helping me reimagine what outdoor furniture could look like at our place. High-quality furniture at incredible prices this weekend only in Wauwatosa. Save up to 80% at Yardbird's Wauwatosa outlet sale on Mayfair Road. They've got a beautiful store. They've got incredible furniture, and now's the value you have been looking for. Saturday, Sunday, October 4th and 5th, dining sets, sofas, love seats, and more. It is Yardbird in Wauwatosa.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. For the first time ever in the postseason, it will be Brewers and their NL Central rival, the Chicago Cubs. This after the Cubs beat the Padres in the wild card round on Thursday. MLB.com's Adam McCalvey on Wisconsin's Morning News says while he empathizes with fans that may be feeling nervous about the Cubs coming to town.
I know how much it hurts the fans. I'm not diminishing it. But, life's going to go on either way. This is a great thing to be in this position year after year and even have the threat of a loss that cuts your heart out. That's the best part about sport.
All right, first pitch for Game 1 at American Family Field, 1:08 tomorrow afternoon, and it'll be a gorgeous one as we detail in your forecast shortly. 7th-ranked Wisconsin women's volleyball beating Illinois in straight sets in Madison on Thursday, and Badger football hoping to right the ship as they head into a tough Big House tomorrow. 20th-ranked Michigan hosting Wisconsin at 11 a.m. from Ann Arbor. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We do have one incident that's causing a backup. 4145 north at the ramp from North Avenue, not too far from Mayfair. The right shoulder is blocked right now. DOT is calling this a disabled vehicle, and that's possible, but I do want to let you know as I'm taking a peek at the cameras, I see what looks to be like the front of a semi. And what do you call those? Like the big rigs. It's not technically a semi.
18-wheelers?
It's got all the wheels, but not the full box. You know what I'm talking about. One of those. Basically, you've got a semi that's over there, and I also see a car. So it's a possibility that this is actually a crash. I also see that emergency responder just showed up. 4145 north at the ramp from North Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked, and this is creating a significant backup.
Your WTMJ forecast for today, mostly sunny and warm again, a high of 86. Clear tonight, down to 65. I promised warm weather for Brewers-Cubs Game 1 on Saturday, and here it is, 88. Whew. Mostly sunny and very warm for your Saturday. 85 humid on Sunday. The rain then moves in on Monday, so keep an eye on that forecast for Game 2 from American Family Field. Could be a little wet with a high of 72. Rain then early on Tuesday with a high around 70 degrees. It's 82 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee right now at 108.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Tighe, and in for Greg Matzik, it's Adam Roberts.
What do you think's more excited today? Brewers fans or Swifties?
Ooh, great.
Right?
You said when we had Martin Moore in here that we go deep on Wisconsin's Midday News. That's a deep question. I think it's Brewers fans. I base this because I was outside earlier today in the 3rd Ward getting some late breakfast, early lunch, and Brewers fever was in full swing. There were Brewers shirts and Brewer hats, even some Cubs jerseys already up here today. So you mentioned the Magic Brew signs we're starting to see pop up all over the city.
Love the slogan.
I think it's Brewers, although I do know some Swifties in my life, so they would probably answer differently.
You got the Brewers' first playoff game tomorrow. Swifties just got Taylor's new album. Fans here in Milwaukee threw parties overnight to celebrate. Fans in Kansas City gathered at a gastro bar, and there were fans in Miami that showed up at a Target store at midnight to get the album.
It's good to see. I remember standing in line at my local CD store in Fond du Lac back in the day for a first release of some of mine. So not quite the same anymore, but it's good to see people still gathering to celebrate.
Let's talk more about the Brewers, though.
Yes.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
At this time tomorrow, the first pitch will be happening. Brewers playoff baseball is back in Milwaukee. The Brew Crew opens the National League Division Series at American Family Field at 1:08 tomorrow. A limited number of tickets were just released from team allotments. Go online or call the box office to see if you can snatch one up. We talked with Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, during our last hour. He told us fans can expect an epic experience.
Obviously, we have decked out the ballpark here with a lot of cool postseason banners. And, it'll be electric at, 1:08 tomorrow with, 42,000 people here making a lot of noise. And, the Cubs-Brewers rivalry is epic. And so this is the first time we've played them in the postseason. So it's going to be special and hopefully a successful venture for us. But, I don't think the hype can be larger than it is right now.
Monday's playoff game is a late one here in Milwaukee. First pitch set for 8:08 p.m. Woo! 2 games here in Milwaukee, then it's off to Chicago for the team. Today, the Brewers just announced a fun way to send off fans in style on Wednesday on the Brewers Express, as they're calling it, also known as the Hiawatha Amtrak train. They're going to have a bratwurst breakfast for the first 300 fans at the downtown Amtrak station. They'll be giving away rally towels and T-shirts there and at the airport location. Watch parties are planned as well, including one at Davidson Park on the Harley-Davidson campus.
Fantastic. Let's fill that stadium up for Game 3 and 4. Please, 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 please. Number 2, moving from Milwaukee to Des Moines, Iowa, where fallout continues following the arrest of that city's school superintendent by ICE agents last week. The public schools board of the state's largest city now filing a lawsuit against a consulting firm that the district had hired to find a new superintendent.
Des Moines School Board Chair Jackie Norris says of JG Consulting,
the firm failed its duty to properly vet candidates. Ian Roberts should have never been presented as a finalist.
And she says if we knew what we know now, he would never have been hired. Ian Roberts is accused of lying about receiving his Ph.D. from Morgan State University and his immigration status as well. The Immigration Department says Roberts is a native of Guyana and has been living and working in the United States illegally.
Taxpayer dollars were used, and we are seeking accountability.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Roberts was considered an ICE fugitive because he was subject to a final removal order that had been issued back in 2024. He is still in custody as of this morning.
Number 3, sentencing is underway for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Earlier this year, Combs was acquitted on the most serious charges against him related to racketeering and sex trafficking, but he was convicted on prostitution charges. Prosecutors are asking for 11 years in prison. Combs and his legal team are asking for time served, as Combs has already been in prison for a year now. ABC's Rena Roy is outside court.
We are expecting this whole process today to take hours, likely anywhere from 4 to 7 hours. And we know that Sean Diddy Combs himself is planning on addressing the courtroom along with 4 of his attorneys, all of them fighting for his release, fighting for him to go home.
So they just took a lunch break. It is that time of the day, right? But that has now ended, so court is expected to resume at any time now. I see the judge is back on the bench. So the Sean Diddy Combs sentencing hearing has resumed. When that sentencing comes down, we'll let you know what it is. Coming up next, how effective are red light and speed cameras? Milwaukee could have them in the future, and we want to know.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Boo T-Full Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued at up to $10,000. It's easy. Just snap a picture of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even one you're just tired of, and enter now. Text BOO to the WTMJ Talk and Text line. That's BOO to 855-616-1620. Or visit WTMJ.com to submit your picture and for full contest rules.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
How do you want your backyard to look? New deck, patio, shade area, pergola, fire pit, in-ground pool, outdoor kitchen, or all of it? Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build your space, and everyone will scream wow when they see your new backyard. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
What a fantastic time of year in our state. Join me on Experience Wisconsin. We're going to spin you around the state and take you to some really cool places that you could plan your fall trip to. Whether it's a romantic getaway or a family trip, we have got you covered. On this week's Experience Wisconsin, oh man, this is going to be fun. Carissa Check in Stevens Point, Stephanie Klett in Lake Geneva. Stevens Point, Lake Geneva, Experience Wisconsin. You hear it right here on 620 WTMJ. Every single Saturday, it's Experience Wisconsin.
We've talked a lot this year about reckless driving in Milwaukee and how to stop it. Do you think Milwaukee should put red light and speed cameras up? They're currently prohibited under state law, but that could change. In fact, there's a public hearing coming up on Tuesday at the Summerfest building about a bill that would allow these cameras. Do these cameras actually cut down on reckless driving and make streets safer? We're digging into the research today with the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Wen Hugh, a senior transportation research engineer with the IIHS, joins us live on Midday. Thanks for being on the program, Wen.
Hi, good afternoon.
You guys have done so much research. What do you believe when it comes to whether red light and speed cameras actually make intersections safer? Do they reduce crashes or just generate tickets?
So they do. Like both red light safety cameras and speed safety cameras, they improve safety for sure. So they reduce red light running, they reduce speeding, and then of course the result is there's a reduction in severe and fatal injury crashes.
You know, when some studies have reported that the red light safety cameras do reduce those front into side collisions, as well as just overall, when you think of crashes that cause injury, those are down. But when going through some of the work you've done at IHS, I do note that you mentioned they can increase rear end crashes. Can you explain why that might be?
Yes. So for these rear end crashes, so for some drivers, these drivers might have like the presence of red light safety cameras might prompt some drivers who would have otherwise continued to proceed through the intersection when the light turns red to stop suddenly. So the increase in rear end crashes could be due to the increase in the prompt break-ins. But the rear end crashes are less severe, way less severe than these right angle crashes caused by red light running. So the net safety benefit is still positive.
This is a 5-year pilot project that the city of Milwaukee is looking at. It seems long to me, 5 years to kind of put these up and look at this, but maybe it's not. How quickly do you typically see results once cameras are installed?
So the results, you should be able to see the results immediately, because once you put these either red light safety cameras or speed safety cameras in, and the drivers, they are aware of the presence of these cameras, they just immediately they can change their effect. We did, like some of our research, we did find both short-term and long-term effects of these cameras.
And what about the economic angle of all this? Because in times that I have spoken with politicians when it comes to enacting policy, a lot of times it ultimately comes down to what is the dollar impact? Where can people save money? How does that factor into these decisions?
So there is a study, not by IHS, but there's a study examining like basically the money saved by these red light safety cameras. So this study balanced the reduction in injury crashes and the possible increase in rear end crashes, and they still found like a net benefit of the red light safety cameras.
What other communities across the country, similar to Milwaukee, are using these cameras? I was looking at a map to see which states have red light and speed cameras, which ones have both, which ones just have one, and then here in Wisconsin, we've got neither.
Yeah, there are, I think for now, as of now, we have been tracking the number of communities using either cameras. So for red light safety cameras, there are, I believe, a few hundred U.S. communities using them. And then for the speed safety cameras, as of during 2024, there were over 200 communities using the speed safety cameras, and the number is still increasing.
How accurate are these cameras? And I ask that because have you looked at errors these cameras can make? I remember this was a long time ago, but years ago, while I was working in another city, down in the Quad Cities, a lot of people know it, down along the Mississippi River in Iowa and Illinois. A camera flashed as I was going through it, and I wasn't speeding. I knew the camera was there. I had been driving that route every day for work in the middle of the night for years. So I was really curious, and then I called and I inquired, and I learned that there are numerous reasons a camera might go off when you didn't do anything wrong. I then did a story about it, of course, being the journalist, but have you looked at errors these cameras make, and what did you find?
So we didn't look at that, but so there are several aspects of this. So first of all, there's always a authorized person who will review all these evidence to make sure actually there is a violation occurs. and then they will issue the citation. So, and then the other thing is that these speed safety cameras should be regularly checked and calibrated to make sure they work properly. And then the other thing is that there's for red light safety cameras, there's always a grace period. Like the most common number I see is put a half second. And then also for the speed safety cameras, there's normally there's a threshold above the speed limit. So when the cameras start ticketing. So I think all these together, to make sure these cameras, they work appropriately.
You know, when one of the main issues as this topic has come up a lot in the city of Milwaukee specifically are the privacy concerns of having cameras proliferate. Now, we know there's cameras, whether it's Ring doorbell cameras or whatever, all over the place. You're never fully protected from your privacy while you're walking around. And I know that you've spoken before that a driver on the road is subject to the rules of the road, and that means surveillance. But what can you speak about alleviating concerns from a pedestrian, say, that's walking by, worried they may be monitored at all times by these cameras?
So these red light or these cameras, they only they like take pictures or record the vehicles only when the driver break the traffic law. They don't continuously like take photos or take videos of the other pedestrians or vehicles. I don't think they do that.
Well, reckless driving has become one of Milwaukee's most urgent public safety issues. City crash data shows an alarming increase in deaths and serious injuries caused by speeding and red light violations in recent years. So knowing the effectiveness of these cameras is certainly helpful. Wen, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:23.
Ben, why are you wearing a lab coat?
I'm conducting a highly sensitive experiment, Arvid.
Here, at Penny Mustard.
Obviously, Nicole.
What's going on?
We've seen a significant uptick in the number of gasping customers.
Gasping?
I've isolated the gasping to this 12-foot radius.
Well, of course. This is where we display the Joni sofa.
Now that's a gasp-worthy sofa.
The Joni sofa's sophisticrafted fortress frame construction makes it as strong as a tank.
When you pair it with our high-quality foam and hundreds of fabric and leather options, you get an incredibly durable, yet surprisingly supple sofa.
Was that you?
Oh no, it's contagious.
Come see the Joni sofa, American-made with fortress hardwood frame, ultra-high-density cushions, and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at $19.13 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishings.
I know why you continue to live in pain. It's because you don't believe anything can be done to help. Maybe you bought into something and you've been burned before. I mean, your skepticism, it's understandable. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we use powerful, anti-inflammatory, and cushioning pharmacological medicines to ease your pain. They're FDA approved, and most medical insurance is going to pay for our treatments, including Medicare and Medicaid. And that's the litmus test. Because if insurance has shown to cover the cost of many of our patients' treatments, you can be sure it's valid medicine. It's not a biological treatment considered experimental or some new gimmick that's trying to hook you. The Rejuvenex approach to pain relief is legitimate. It helps to alleviate pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. And from what we've seen, it gives people a new lease on their lives.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
At the top of the hour here, we told you that it is sentencing day for Sean Diddy Combs and 2 prostitution-related charges. The judge is hearing from prosecutors, defense attorneys, as well as Combs' children. ABC's Rena Roy has an update.
His children got a chance to take the stand to fight for his release. And we're told that one of them broke down into tears, Jesse Combs, saying, "Your Honor, this is still our dad," asking for the judge to give him a second chance. But prosecutors say that the public should be defended from his behavior.
So right now, here's where we stand. The court is back in session. They had a lunch break. That's over now. And the defense attorney right now is addressing the judge. And this is interesting because he's talking about how Sean Diddy Combs has impacted so many people in such a positive manner. Keep in mind, For decades, we knew him as this music mogul. So the defense attorney talking to the judge said, I sit here with tears in my eyes because I can't believe we're here. He said, please consider the following 2 reasons I believe we're here. Untreated trauma, great trauma in Sean's life, and a ferocious drug addiction that got out of hand.
It's so fascinating watching this play out because where the court case is being held in Manhattan, as we've seen in previous cases, you can't have any audio or any video of anything inside of a courtroom. So for us, a lot of the emotion of this trial, and it's been going on for several hours at this point, is the courtroom sketch, which I love looking at courtroom sketches. And some of them are coming out and proliferating online and through social media. You see Diddy sitting in his bench with his lawyer at his side, weeping openly in court, and it's captured in vivid detail in these sketches, holding a handkerchief to his face and hands on his head multiple times. So it really helps convey the emotion when we can't physically be in there.
And just to give you some background, in case you don't know, Combs' father was killed when he was just 3 years old. So apparently, Sean Diddy Combs has no memory of his dad. And then also, a few years after his dad died, his uncle, his mother's brother, overdosed on drugs, a drug addiction that later in life would also haunt Sean, according to the attorney. We'll see if any of that has any impact on his sentencing today. We're coming up on 1:28. Up next, local news and your top national headlines.
Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Networks, streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. But where did the concept originate? We may be biased, but we think these big wigs found their inspiration for plus at Hasseless Mattress. Hasseless showrooms are employee-free. Give your mattress a try with no pushy sales guy. Plus, our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Plus, unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup. Plus, free haul away and disposal of your old mattress. Plus, 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit. Plus, a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Plus, a ruggedly handsome spokesman with a smooth radio voice. Get all this, plus a whole lot more when you shop at Hasseless Mattress. Or maybe we should change our name to Hasseless Plus. Nah. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasseless.com.
It's 1:30. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, October 3rd. I'm Jessica Tighe. Your top story, ICE detentions in Madison.
I'm Adam Roberts, already planning ahead for Game 3.
Another lovely day here in Wisconsin, mostly sunny and warm. We have a high of 86, and we're almost there. Our current temp in Milwaukee, 85 degrees. Mostly clear tonight.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Senate this hour is taking up one of the votes to help stop the government shutdown. One is a GOP clean 7-week funding bill. The others is a Democratic stopgap measure that would also include restoring Medicaid benefits slashed under the GOP mega bill and extending Affordable Care Act premiums. Neither are expected to pass as parties dig in. At the same time, the White House says it's planning to go beyond the furloughs and issue permanent layoffs to federal workers and cut programs if Democrats don't agree on a funding measure.
We're not going to tolerate waste, fraud, and abuse in our government. And we've also been very clear to point out when agencies or when programs do not align with this administration's values of putting our country first.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. In New York City, the sentencing hearing for Sean Diddy Combs continues. Prosecutors asking a judge for Combs to serve 11 years for his prostitution-related convictions. His defense presenting a video showing the music mogul's career and family life. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 7 people detained during an ICE operation in Madison. Madison police tell our news partners at WISC-TV the department was made aware of the arrests after ICE had already left the community yesterday. The nonprofit Centro Hispano of Dane County posted on Facebook that the targeted enforcement operation happened on the city's northeast side. Despite ongoing rumors of ICE activity in Madison, this incident is the first confirmed presence of ICE in Wisconsin's capital.
An overnight fire closing a popular Lower East Side deli in Milwaukee, Glorioso's Italian Markets, where crews were responding to this morning. No one injured, but the store will be closed indefinitely. Former owner Michael Glorioso tells WTMJ he's never experienced something quite like this.
This is really the first in 80 years, and so in many ways I feel very blessed because, that's a long time to go without any real major problems. We'll support one another, and we certainly have the support of the community. People have been coming here this morning, not to shop, but they heard about it and want to see if there's anything they can do or express their condolences. So we'll get it fixed, and it'll be better.
The owners believe the fire started in the upstairs server room.
A suspect is in custody today after a shooting last night in Waukesha. Police say a 35-year-old or a 31-year-old fired multiple shots from inside his apartment near Maine and Wisconsin. The bullets went into the walls of the building. The apartment building was evacuated. Luckily, no one was hurt. Police say the man had a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his leg. He was taken to the hospital to be treated before being arrested.
The creation of Milwaukee's first innovation district is one step closer to reality.
A resolution sponsored by Common Council President Jose Perez would create an innovation district in Walker's Point. The goal of the district is to boost economic growth and spur collaboration across multiple sectors. Steve Glenn from Experience Milwaukee is helping launch the effort.
We can look to the south, to Kenosha and their innovation neighborhood. What they're doing down there is defining and delivering a regional destination around innovation and technology and talent development.
The resolution was passed by a committee and now heads to the Common Council for approval. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The Brewers get home field advantage for the first 2 games of the NLDS, and just announced today the team is partnering with Amtrak to get fans down to Wrigley Field for Game 3 on Wednesday. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger tells Wisconsin's Midday News the Brewers Express won't be your typical train ride.
We're going to have T-shirts and rally towels and bratwursts, and we're going to have the mascots join the train, go down to Wrigley Field and root on the crew. So it's kind of a fun opportunity for us to, try to invade Wrigley Field, if you will, and bring some of the, hometown to Chicago and hopefully cheer on a victory on Wednesday.
It's going to be a blast. First pitch for Game 3 of the Brewers Cup Series has not been set yet.
It's going to be a busy sports weekend, Brewers and other events as well. We'll have it all, plus your roads and your 5-day forecast next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 1:34.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. We know the I-94 rivalry, Brewers and Cubs. For the first time ever, it takes to the postseason. Milwaukee and Chicago, first pitch, Game 1, 1:08 tomorrow afternoon at American Family Field. Going to be a gorgeous day for baseball. On the other side of things in the American League, the ALDS is now set. Tigers and Yankees moving on to that round of playoff baseball. 7th-ranked Wisconsin women's volleyball beating Illinois in straight sets on Thursday in Madison. And speaking of UW, Badger football back in action tomorrow on the road to face 20th-ranked Michigan in Ann Arbor. 11 a.m. kick from Michigan. So keep that in mind if you're planning your sports day calendar. It's going to be pretty tight from Badger football to Brewers baseball.
Checking out the roads, and speaking of our Brewers, no game today, but there is traffic right around American Family Field on 94, headed out of downtown and into the burbs. Just a heads up there, starting early on this Friday. The slowdown starts a little bit before 35th Street, gets really slow around the ballpark, as it does in that spot. Seems to get tighter and tighter, and then it clears up a little bit before Zablocki Drive, so not too long, but it will be much busier tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We also have a couple of issues here that I want to let you know about as well. I-43 South at Highland Avenue in the downtown area, the left lane is blocked due to a car that's broken down. Also, near the Mayfair area, this area that they were calling a disabled vehicle, it almost looked like a crash. Whatever it is, 4145 North at the ramp from North Avenue, where we're already seeing slowdowns because of construction. The right shoulder is blocked there due to that incident. Looks like that's getting out of here, so hopefully it gets a little bit better in just a few minutes. Well, what a Friday. Fabulous Friday, fantastic Friday.
Any other F adjectives?
Yeah,
you've
what
got?
adjective are you going with?
Freaky good.
Whoa, okay.
A little
freaky
hyphen.
good.
Throw a hyphen
Okay,
in there.
let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Brian Naznansky over at TMJ4. How are you describing this Friday, Brian?
Flaming hot outside.
Flaming.
That's a good one. I like that. Going on the flaming hot Cheetos, too, that have become so popular in the last couple of years.
It's getting toasty out there, guys. I just tweeted out, like, hey, I like warm weather, but this is getting pretty warm for October. Not pretty warm, very warm for October. Right now, officially sitting at 85 in Milwaukee. The record for the day is 86, and I do think we'll get there. In fact, here at the station, we're at 87 degrees. West Bend's at 88 degrees. Wouldn't be shocked if somewhere closes in on 90 before the day's over with.
A little behind the scenes here. Oftentimes, we'll give you the temperature. Just, time check, temperature check, here you go. And so I'd say for the last hour or so, I keep hitting refresh to see if we've hit 86. We've been hanging out at this 85. We were going up starting at noon when midday started. We were a little bit lower. We were climbing. Now we're just hanging out at that 85. So I'm with you. I kind of want to see us get it.
Yeah, if we're going to get this warm, you might as well break a record or at least tie it. I think we have a good chance. We're probably going to hit our peak, unless like a little lake breeze kicks in. Right now, the southwest breeze is strong enough that it's offsetting the lake. If that breeze goes southeast, then we won't get the record. Then we'll instantly cool down a little bit. But if it stays southwest, I think we have a very, very good chance that we warm at least a couple more degrees, guys. And it might even be a couple degrees warmer yet for tomorrow.
Speaking of the Lake Niz, I have a Lake Michigan question for you. Mm-hmm. So the last few weeks or so, I've been, before I come into work in the morning, for a little background, I've been jumping into Lake Michigan, just get a swim in because it's been
Wait,
so
what?
much.
I didn't know that. I know you take your bike to work. I didn't know you jump into Lake Michigan.
Yeah, we do a little bit of a double whammy. We bike down to Bradford Beach, and then I'll jump in and just get some lap swimming. Now, the waves have been a little iffy the last few days, but I still go and tread water. What I'm wondering is, Niz, typically around this time of year, as we get to October, that lake temperature does start to decline, but it's been fantastic this week, and that's no surprise given how warm it is. How quickly usually do we see that temperature go from like mid-60s or so to where it's just you step in, immediately out?
Well, we started to make that trend a couple weeks ago when we were all kind of, complaining about, late August, early September started off quite cool. That's all, in the rearview mirror now as we've really flipped the scale. But we watched the temperature of the lake drop from like the upper 70s to like the middle 60s. And now with the recent warmth, we've bumped back up. I just looked at the Atwater buoy at 68 degrees. And that's, a ways out. Out into the lake. Whereas if you're probably at Bradford Beach or anywhere else across southeastern Wisconsin along the beach, temperatures are probably in the 70s in the shallower waters. So yeah, still comfortable to be out there swimming. Definitely more comfortable than the beginning of summer when, it's significantly cooler in the water.
Okay, thoughts on all the events happening in Milwaukee this weekend with this heat? Because we've got the Milwaukee Lakefront Marathon that we talked about a little bit yesterday. You've got runners who really don't want this heat. And then I'm thinking about tomorrow, the big Brewers game. That's going to be hot.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, first the marathon. So tomorrow for they have the 5K and like a run walk event tomorrow. I mean, still, if you're running 5K and you're not, like an Olympic athlete, you got to make sure you're not like overdoing yourself. Don't go for that world record for your pace tomorrow. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. I'm not saying don't go run tomorrow. Just know yourself, know your limits. Thankfully, Sunday looks a couple degrees cooler and maybe a few more clouds that will help, but it's still going to be very warm for these runners for the half marathon and marathon on Sunday. I've been keeping in contact with the race officials. I'm sure they're taking precautions, extra hydration stations. They're not to a point here where they're going, don't race. But again, it's to a point where a couple of years ago where we had similar conditions, a little bit more humidity a couple of years ago, where there were some people who were, getting some, heat exhaustion and stuff.
Niz, we talked about how nice it's going to be for game 1 tomorrow. Roof going to be open, 1:08 first pitch time. But as I'm looking ahead, Game 2 on Monday, for the first time in what feels like a millennia, it looks like we might have rain chances in our area. As you're kind of keeping a side eye on this, what's it looking like as we sit right now?
Yeah, so if you have tailgate plans Monday, well, first tailgate plans tomorrow. Yeah, it's just gonna be hot. Bring that little tent that you have, a little canopy or something. Try to find some shade. It's gonna be warm out in the tailgate for tomorrow. Now on Monday, rain is looking like a pretty good chance. I would, if you have tailgate plans, or if you're debating whether you're gonna hit up a bar instead or tailgate, I would say if you don't like tailgating in rain, I would make that plan B. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but enough of a chance that I would steer people away from that. Now, if a little bit of rain don't bother you, go for it. I would suspect the roof will be closed on Monday as well.
All right. Roof closed likely on Monday. Tomorrow, though, for the big game, it's going to be hot. Are you going to be out there for the game?
I wish. We might be there Monday. With the Storm Chaser doing live weather. Tomorrow I will actually be up in Belgium. The fire department in Belgium has an open house. I'm planning on hanging out with them for a few hours, and then my kids have soccer games. So I'll be watching the Brewers game on my phone, just like probably the rest of the parents.
Go Brew Crew. Love it. That's Chief Meteorologist TMJ4, Brian Nisdansky. Thanks, Niz. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
You bet, guys. Yep, you too.
Okay, can I just say still how impressed I am that you jump into Lake Michigan every day before work?
So yes, so backing up, this is a newer development. So my birthday was about a little less than a month ago, and one of the things I like to do is, people make New Year's resolutions when it's January 1st. I like to do it sometimes when I age a year, so like things that I want to try to do differently. And just because it's been so nice out, and I live in River West, so I'm not that far from the lake anyway, I just take a ride down, and it's at 8:30 a.m. There's no one on the beach. I mean, you get a couple people walking their dogs or just trotting through the sand, but the water is nice and open, so I figure why not? And it feels incredibly refreshing to do. Now, how long will I continue to do this? Once that temperature gets down into the 50s and we start getting closer to Halloween, probably won't see me out there at that point.
Yeah, refreshing. I'll tell you what, though, this was a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was a very, very hot day in Milwaukee. I mean, one of those days where you were worried about the heat. So my husband and I thought, well, let's go down to the beach. We'll jump in the water. And we were shocked at where we were. We're at Bradford Beach, but the spot that we were in, even though it was like 100 degrees that day and humid and there were warnings about how hot it was, how cold it was in that area, to the point that your legs were still very numb. So it's kind of wild, just the temperature that Lake Michigan can be in certain spots, despite how warm it is.
Great Lakes in general. I've seen some of those surfers that go out in January and February in their full body suits, and I still can't even remotely imagine doing that. So if that's what floats your boat, more props to you.
Time right now is 1:46. Coming up next, a breast cancer fundraiser scam.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Hey, WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Are you a member of the State of Wisconsin Pension Program? If so, you may have questions about your benefits and what they mean to your retirement plan. Join me along with Anik Wealth Management Director of Financial Planning Eric Strom and Senior Financial Planner Tom Burkholz on October 21st at 3:30 p.m. We'll discuss fundamentals, like how to look at your statement, and go deeper looking at case studies that may help relieve concerns and answer your questions about WRS. That's Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Register now. Visit WTMJ.com or events at AnixWealth.com.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Comfortable locations, comfortable people. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
It's a family fish fry Friday at the amazing Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Do not pay $16 or more. Your Mine Shaft haddock fish fry is just $7.99, and it's all you can eat. I love the Mine Shaft fish fry. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. That dessert selection just makes my heart happy. My stomach, too. Get out of your kitchen, enjoy a cold beverage. And the Mine Shaft's all-you-can-eat fish fry today for $7.99. They've got a kids menu, incredible, starts at just $3.99. They'll love that world-class game room quietly set aside from the dining area. Take your family to the Mine Shaft today for the $7.99 haddock fish fry and free tickets to Terror on Rural Street, the ultimate Halloween attraction in Hartford. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh near the EAA. Lots of seating, close parking, serving from 10:30, so arrive early. The Saturday breakfast buffet is all you can eat under $10 from 8 till noon. There's no restaurant inflation at the Mine Shaft. Just Google it, Mine Shaft Restaurant.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Many of us have seen the ads asking you to donate your used car to help breast cancer patients. But federal regulators say one group behind those appeals misled donors and pocketed most of the money. This week, CarsRUs.com agreed to pay a nearly $4 million fine after the Federal Trade Commission in 19 states accused it of deceptive fundraising. Wisconsin was one of those states. So what really happened to those donations, and how can you protect yourself when you want to give? ABC's Jim Ryan is on the story. Jim, how did the vehicle donation scheme work, and what exactly was misleading about their advertising?
Well, it was based largely on advertising that went onto television, went onto radio. You would hear these spots or see them, and according to the Federal Trade Commission, they absolutely tugged at your heartstrings. I mean, who doesn't want to help low-income women to get breast cancer screenings, especially during Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Well, some 84,000 people said, yeah, I'm gonna donate my car, and the proceeds then will go to that purpose. Well, according to the FTC, the money just didn't go to that purpose. So between 2017 and 2022, Jessica, this group raised $45 million. But according to federal regulators, less than 0.5% went to that purpose, to the purpose of breast cancer screenings for low-income women.
Yeah, something to the tune of $45 million raised overall during that period. Jim, do we know where that donation money went to, if not for breast cancer screenings?
Well, prosecutors in the case say that it went to the charity itself. It went to the two people who owned that group, or owned Cars R Us, and then some of the vendors who were pocketing some of the money, according to prosecutors. It's prosecutors, we say, because this originated as a complaint in California. Prosecutors there brought this case. Then 18 other states, including Wisconsin, jumped in and now have won this big judgment against Cars R Us.
How long had this operation been up and running before regulators stepped in?
Well, it was started in 2012. There was one person who was in charge, and then a woman came on board. And so it's been going for at least 13 years or so. The initial founder stepped down in 2022. The one person was left to run the organization. Lisa Frank is her name. She had sole ownership. And according to FTC, she had a huge paycheck because of this organization.
I think people will want to know what, if any, consequences the two people at the center of all this will be facing.
Just fines. There was nothing criminal here, and so there's no jail time or anything like that. And they are still allowed to operate. Now, there are states where they're deeply restricted in what they can say and what kind of advertising they can run. They have to be transparent about how much money goes toward the purpose of breast cancer screenings. But beyond that, they're still up and running. I checked this morning to see if carsrus.com is still around. It bounces to a different website, but is run by the same person, Lisa Frank.
We're talking with ABC's Jim Ryan about carsrus.com agreeing to pay a huge fine after the Federal Trade Commission in 19 states, including Wisconsin, accused it of deceptive fundraising. Jim, will any of that $3.8 million fine be returned to donors or actually used to fund breast cancer programs now?
Well, it won't go back to donors, but it will go to the organizations that it said it was going to fund. It will go in a bigger part to to those groups, right? So, I mean, that's one silver lining to this, I guess. At least some small part of that money will go to these organizations. Now, so the $3.8 million fine was levied against the group. Its lawyers said, look, we don't have that kind of money. And so the judge said, okay, you're going to start with a $550,000 payment, and we'll work out a payment plan so that you will pay out the rest of the 3.8. So, yeah, that's a little frustrating, too. I think that the money is not up front, the fine that's going to be paid.
Jim, when I was looking into this morning before our interview, I was like, I want to hear the jingle again. I know I've heard this before, and so I just did a quick Google search, and what came up right away was Cars for Kids. But that is not connected, correct?
Correct. It's not associated at all. And I kind of think, Jessica, that the people behind that group and others are furious now about what has happened here because it tends to throw a damper on philanthropy. People might decide not to give because they're mistaking one group for the other.
Yeah. Do regulators expect this case will change how car donation charities are monitored in the future?
Well, I suspect that certainly in this case it will, because in these 19 states, investigators will be watching carefully to make sure that promises that are made are lived up to. But in the long run, it might not. It's kind of up to the donor to beware.
Jim, you mentioned that these ads, when you'd hear them on TV or radio, which I have heard, you're right. They do go right for your heartstrings, play off that, oh, come on, donate the money. You know what I'm saying. So as people now are thinking about second guessing some of those ads, what are some takeaways for people as they're kind of processing what has happened here?
Yeah, just to be careful. And, I think you're right, Adam. Let's hope that people's hearts don't harden because of what happened here, and that folks decide, I'm not going to give to any charity if this one acted like that. How do I know that my money is going to the place that I want it to be going to? So you can check on these groups. There's a charitynavigator.org, which is a group that does research into all sorts of charities and then issues rankings on these groups. You can also go to the IRS website to see if the group that you're considering giving money to is tax exempt, 501c3. Don't decide not to give out of frustration, but check the group to make sure it's legit.
All right, thanks so much. ABC's Jim Ryan. Have a great weekend, Jim.
You too.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
A Wisconsin state senator continues to raise concerns about how Milwaukee is allocating city funds.
Eric Bilstad.
In Sheboygan Falls, a suspect in custody in connection to the shooting death of a man from Canada.
And traffic with Debbie Loziga.
We do have an incident on Highway 175. They may have to close off a lane there just to try and clear this up.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason featuring this week's guest, Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a beautiful deck, beautiful outdoor space, and Yardbird is helping me reimagine what outdoor furniture could look like at our place. High-quality furniture at incredible prices this weekend only in Wauwatosa. Save up to 80% at Yardbird's Wauwatosa outlet sale on Mayfair Road. They've got a beautiful store. They've got incredible furniture, and now's the value you have been looking for. Saturday, Sunday, October 4th and 5th, dining sets, sofas, love seats, and more. It is Yardbird in Wauwatosa.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, October 3rd. I'm Jessica Tighe. Your top story, detained for making a school threat.
I'm Adam Roberts. Sentencing day for a rap mogul.
Another fabulous day, fabulous on a Friday. Tonight, mostly clear skies. We're only going down to 65 for a low tonight. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and a high of 88. It is currently 65 degrees, or 80. 85 degrees.
I got chills. Oh, what happened?
You know why I said that? Because I keep waiting. I keep refreshing my computer thinking that we're going to hit 86 because that's our high. And I think we're going to do it. But right now, we're sitting at 85 degrees. Sorry to scare you there for a moment. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee public school student detained for making a school shooting threat. It happened earlier today at Morse Middle School. MPS says a student was immediately detained and Milwaukee police were called to the school. No gun was found.
An early morning fire closing down a popular deli on Milwaukee's Lower East Side.
Glorioso's Italian Market on Brady Street is temporarily closed after a fire broke out on the second floor of the building.
When you get here and you look at the store and you see all the, the black smoke, the sud, it's a pretty hard feeling because we're a family-run business.
Owner Carmine Presta says no one was injured, but the fire has disrupted operations and caused damage to the store.
They had to cut off the power, the fire department, so there was no power. All the perishable items, will be going in the garbage because we haven't had power since 3:30.
The Milwaukee Fire Department is investigating the cause, and the health department will inspect the store before it can welcome customers back. At Glorioso's, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
A tense moment at City Hall after a heated exchange over Milwaukee's police chase policy.
Police Chief of Staff Heather Huff walked out of a Public Safety and Health Committee meeting after questioning from Alderman Scott Spiker.
I'm sorry. I just feel like Alderman Spiker, you're really rude sometimes, and it just have to take a break.
Alderman Spiker later softened his tone, saying he respects her but has a responsibility.
Heather Huff is a good friend of mine. She is the best chief of staff I've ever worked with. My job that 40,000 people in my district put me here to do was to exercise oversight. I cannot do that unless I have a skeptical eye.
Milwaukee police have reported more than 770 high-speed pursuits this year with 9 killed. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
President Trump continues to escalate his threats on massive federal layoffs as we enter another day of a government shutdown, continue another day rather. News Nation's Kelly Meyer.
The tally of agencies is still being worked out as the Trump administration decides just what cuts to make here. And President Trump says he didn't want the cuts during this shutdown and is still placing the blame here on Democrats. And the Washington Post is reporting that senior government officials are privately warning against these firings.
The Trump administration signaling the firings could be in the thousands and could begin as soon as today.
It is sentencing day for Sean Diddy Combs on 2 prostitution-related charges. The judge hearing from prosecutors, defense attorneys, and Combs' kids. ABC's Aaron Katursky is in the courtroom for the hearing.
Sean Combs appeared quite emotional, leaning on his hand, at times appearing to sob. And the tears seemed to flow from Sean Combs when the defense played an 11-minute video that showed moments Combs playing with his children, running the New York City Marathon, doing charitable work, mourning Kim Porter. And those moments contrast to where he is right now, sitting at the defense table awaiting his sentence.
Prosecutors argued Combs should serve 11 years in prison. His kids pleaded for leniency.
News about your money now, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow with a pretty good day so far, up 313 points at 46,832. It's been a tough day for tech stocks today, many of which are on the NASDAQ Composite Index, which is down 66 points at 22,778. While the S&P 500's been kind of riding the line at even, they're now up about 6 points this hour at 6,721. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. More details at annexwealth.com.
The rivalry gets even bigger tomorrow. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:04.
They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Well, we decided to develop our own mattress line just, I think, purely from a quality standpoint again.
We wanted to go the opposite way the industry was going. The industry was cheapening things, and we didn't believe in that.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
The entire mattress industry has gone to one-sided. We still believe, and I know in my heart, that a two-sided is going to last you longer. You can get more comfort out of it.
That's the reason that we put higher density foam in the mattresses, is so that they're comfortable for a longer period of time. It goes back to just wanting people to be happy, not now, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I want them to look back and say, wow, I bought that a long time ago and I'm still really happy with it. That's true in our mattresses, it's true in our furniture. We don't want you to buy something and 5 years from now you're like, oh, it's falling apart.
10 years from now, the customer shouldn't have to replace the mattress because it no longer supports them.
They can, but they don't have.
Right, and that's how we build it.
See more at pennymustard.com.
15, 20 years from now, that mattress is still going to have good support.
Somebody can still use it.
Yes, absolutely.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The fever is real, Brewers fever and postseason fever as well. It'll be Milwaukee and the Chicago Cubs renewing the I-94 rivalry in the playoffs for the first time ever. First pitch, Game 1 set for 1:08 Saturday afternoon at American Family Field. On the other side of the diamond in the American League, the ALDS is also set. It will be Tigers, Mariners, and Yankees Blue Jays in the divisional round. 7th-ranked Wisconsin women's volleyball beating Illinois in straight sets Thursday in Madison. And Badger football back on the field tomorrow on the road to face 20th-ranked Michigan. The Packers, meanwhile, on the bye for Week 5. Badger Sports Updates, by the way, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We've got a disabled vehicle in a problematic spot. It's even more problematic because it's a semi that's broken down. I-43 South at Highland Avenue in Milwaukee. The left lane is blocked because of the semi that broke down, and it is creating a backup. So heads up there, I-43 South at Highland Avenue. There is a semi that's broken down, and because of it, the left lane is blocked, and cars are just creeping slowly going past it.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast this afternoon still looks fantastic. A high, we're getting close to it today. The record high 86, we're flirting with it very close right now. Overnight tonight, the low down to 65. Game 1 forecast, mostly sunny. It will be a little breezy, so if you put out the canopy to give yourself some shade in the parking lot for tailgating, just make sure it's tethered down or weighted down. Otherwise, off it goes. A high of 88. Clouds and humid Sunday, 85. Your Game 2 forecast Monday could be a wet one. Rain likely. A high of 72. Rain early then in the day on Tuesday with a high of 70 degrees. Close but no cigar yet to the record. 85 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 208.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Tighe, and in for Greg Metzik, it's Adam Roberts.
Who knew we would be in October playing Brewers baseball yet in the playoffs? We were all hoping, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who knew? And that would be like hitting almost 90 degrees in October.
Yeah, I think the forecast wants to match the number of Brewers wins this year. Now, 97 would be out of this world toasty. We'd be talking about moving things around if it got to that point.
How fun, though. If you're going tomorrow to the game, have an absolute blast. But take care as you're tailgating out there because it is going to be a hot one.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Day 3 of the government shutdown. The Trump administration has signaled thousands of government layoffs could start as soon as today. The Senate is taking up competing spending bills this afternoon to try to reopen the government. Now, the Democratic proposal failed about 2 hours ago or so, and just in, the GOP measure also failed. Meanwhile, President Trump is sharpening his threats of mass layoffs and program cuts. In fact, he posted a video to Truth Social depicting a key White House aide as the Grim Reaper. It is an AI-generated video. It's pretty wild to see. If you want to see it, text WATCH to the WTMJ talk and text line. That's WATCH to 855-616-1620. We've got it rolling right now. It is creepy. Here's part of it. Listen to this.
Rust food is the reaper. He wields a pen, the thumbs and the brain. Here comes the reaper. Done to your babies. Comes the reaper.
Yeah, they changed the song to say Russ Vogt is the Reaper. He, of course, is the director of the Office of Management and Budget.
You know, we just had Martin Moore in earlier today talking about AI video. We played some of his, and when I watched the video that Trump posted on his Truth Social and other socials, it's just, what a world we live in. Like, I feel like I always come back to that statement. Just what a world where the President of the United States is posting an AI-generated video with the Grim Reaper and a Sith and tuned to Blue Oyster Cult, of all things.
You gotta admit, though, it's pretty catchy.
It's unfortunately a bit of a catchy song. Well, by the way, an interesting story locally, and it concerns the lovely Penny, which sadly continues, depending on who you ask, to die a slow death. Well, one major Wisconsin gas station chain acknowledging that fact and making some moves this week, and that's Quick Trip, which says it will begin rounding down cash purchases to the nearest 5 cents as a part of a push to go penny free. Now, the news hook on all of this is, you may recall earlier this year, the Department of Treasury announced it would stop producing the 1 cent piece, which actually, fun fact, costs 4 cents to produce. So basic math means, I know you got to spend money to make money, but maybe not so much on the pennies. The U.S. standing to save around $56 million annually by not minting the penny. So earlier this year, when all of this was kind of happening, I had wondered why we've reached a point in this country that despite the penny's lack of usage, there's still so many of them out there. And I spoke with Andrew Kimmel from Paragon Numismatics in Mequon, who has more.
Once that coin disappears into the depths of one's basement, the government strikes another penny. Then that one goes to 1 or 2 people, then it disappears, and the government strikes another one. The number of pennies struck since 1793 is 240 billion. And of that number, a tiny, tiny percentage are actually in circulation because they're sitting in people's basements unwanted.
Yeah, in your basements, in your couch cushions, and is increasingly in a number of cases, the garbage can. People literally just throwing the penny away. The final order for blanks, by the way, was placed back in May. Those are expected to be done early next year. Now back to Quick Trip quickly. See what I did? Customers will still be able to pay with pennies as long as they're legal tender. And important fact, digital and card-based purchases unaffected. So if you, for example, buy a couple of spicy chicken sandwiches and a milk.
My favorite.
And it's...
Oh, not the milk.
Well, okay. Arnold Palmer for me, by the way. But if you buy it and it comes out to $19.87, for example, and you use your credit card, you're still going to pay $19.87. You won't get the round down for the card purchase.
This story made me wonder how many pennies I have in my wallet, but I've got a different wallet today where I don't carry any change in it, but I bet my wallet at home has probably 7 pennies at least.
I have a 4-leaf clover in my wallet, no pennies.
Oh, okay. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:13. Coming up next, pitching this Brewers season as a movie.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play. When it rains, it pours. But sometimes it hails. Or worse.
That tornado warning again is for Fond du Lac and Dodge County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now.
Keep us within reach for Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts.
Even if a tornado does not touch down, we know that there are powerful straight line winds.
On 620 WTMJ and WTMJ.com.
Pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game. Watching the Crew is a 162-game journey of grit, hard work, talent, and determination. Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management, we're with you on your journey as well. Your hard work and money deserve a partner like Annex for your investment, retirement, tax, estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. Take the next step towards retirement you desire and begin the conversation soon. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
your way inside the huddle. Hit one, hit two, without putting on any pads. It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Every day of the regular season at 4:15.
We asked Matt LaFleur today, what are you hoping to get out of this bye week? And his answer was one word: health.
Green and Gold Insiders is presented by Window Nation. It's Green and Gold Insiders all season long, right here on WTMJ.
This Brewer season has been nothing short of spectacular, with plenty of dramatic storylines and tons of fun characters. So, with that in mind, the Wisconsin Morning News crew has created a movie pitch for Hollywood to consider. Here it is.
Here's what you do. You got to start with euchre.
Holy cow! Do you believe it?
It's January, a sun-splashed American Family Fields of Phoenix. They're in Arizona, and manager Pat Murphy is pulling up like he's going to go into the office. And he rolls up, and the sound effect comes in. You know how when a car is rolling over some like gravel or something? I think the manager drives a nicer car than that. He steps out, he gets out of the car, his cell phone rings, and he picks up. Yeah? Oh, no. When? All right. I'll tell the boys. They'll want to hear it from me. And then you go into, we fade right into euchre coverage, the coverage of his passing.
Fans across generations gathering in somber reflection.
Bob Euchre was not just a baseball announcer. He was an entertainer. He was a family person. He was a baseball guy. He was a comedian.
You could tell a joke at us, the drop of a hat.
The amount of euchre jerseys, sweatshirts, T-shirts, saw license plates that people turned into necklaces.
Heroes will be remembered. Legends never die, so I don't think he'll miss a pitch.
So then there's like a fade to black or something to show a passing of time. And then when we return, the 2025 team is back home after just getting terrorized by the Yankees.
A historic day for the Yankees in the Bronx.
Just getting blown up.
And they take down the Brewers by a final score of 20-9.
Highly concerned. Yes.
Quick shot of the talking heads.
I have concerns about the pitching. Absolutely.
Another boat race, says one of the headlines. Okay, cut to the clubhouse. A slow pan of the team. Players at their lockers, some laughing, other ones listening to music on their phone. It looks like a scrappy bunch, likable but banged up. You notice there's a lot of guys in the trainer's room. And in walks in a young man, duffel bag over his shoulder. He kind of looks like Glenn Powell. You know that guy, that actor from Maverick and Twisters. So he walks in, sets his bag down. Cut to manager Pat Murphy walking in the clubhouse. He yells, "Hey, kid." Young man turns. "You Priester?" "Yes, sir." Maybe Murph says something like, "Then get your spikes on. You'll probably pitch today."
Quinn Priester, the mighty Quinn, strikes out this side in the top of the first.
I mean, pick your characters. You could build this around the entire Brewers pitching staff. I mean, you got the old veteran, reliable Freddie Peralta, been with the team a long time.
And Peralta pats his chest and says, "I got him."
You got the wise, injured Woodruff.
Who else you got? You got the kid.
The Miz. Miz versus Skeens here this afternoon.
Just about a capacity crowd on hand as the Miz is the first one out of that first base dugout. And what an atmosphere.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Miz Zarowski is just pressing buttons on a remote control, it feels like.
You need an antagonist. Like, who's the bad guy in this?
I mean, maybe, is it Craig Counsell?
Is it Savale? Like he didn't want to go to the bullpen?
Yes.
Which actually then leads you into the other storyline. Friggin' Vaughn coming here and being a world beater, picked off the trash heap from the Sox.
Fly ball, deep left. It is up and it is gone. Welcome to the Brew Crew, Andrew Vaughn. The legend of Andrew Vaughn keeps growing. A grand slam. I am so glad that Aaron Savali demanded that trade. Swing and a miss.
And then the film picks up steam in the middle with the winning streak, right? 14 in a row.
And a fly ball left center field, well struck. Back is Benson at the track. Wall gone! Wild Bill to left center. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time. Game over. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. You can't make it up. 12 in a row for the Crew. Would you like fries with that? Well,
do you really keep pancakes in your pocket?
Sometimes. Pancakes, pizza. I mean, stuff I like.
Then you shift to the emotional finish.
What world are we living in right now? I'll tell you, it's the Brewers world.
We have the opportunity to be friends for life, right? We go and do this whole thing and go where we want to go. Everybody in this room is friends for life.
Who's writing this thing?
We're playing with house money. You believe that we can do it.
I think that there's definitely a little piece of Bob that is narrating this whole thing and having a big part of it.
You can't make it up! October official! For the 5th time in 6 years, the Milwaukee Brewers are headed to the postseason.
At the end, then, you got to bring it back around to Uke. Like you could do the speech. Pat Murphy saying he got a letter from Uke.
The last time that we celebrated, Uke was with us. Howdy, boys. Never a doubt you would get this invitation. You did it by believing. Really miss you guys, and I wish I was there. Things are good. God Almighty picked me to be on his team up here, albeit I'm the third catcher. It's a great league. No day games after night games. No shadows. But you got all the sticky you need to have up here. Told the big guy about you guys. You play hard every night, not afraid to play for each other. He's obviously very interested in the group with this uncommon goodness. I know you guys really don't need me, but I've got to tell you, I'll be on the headset every night watching. And don't forget to take it all in, enjoy it, keep it light, and believe in each other.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
A team for the ages, the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers, and they are not even close to being done yet.
You speak into existence, you see it, you visualize it, you believe that we can do it.
Holy cow! Do you believe it?
If you'd like to hear the pitch again, text the word movie to the Sounding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. That's movie to 855-616-1620. How about these stats for the Milwaukee Brewers? Your Brewers are NL Division champs with a three-peat. 2023, 2024, 2025. Sounds good, doesn't it?
You know what would sound better, though? If we
there's quite a
bookend that
few.
with a World Series championship this year.
Yes, it would. Postseason bound for the 7th time the last 8 years. The Crew claimed their 5th division title since 2018. The franchise is postseason bound for the 11th time in its history. 81 to 82, 2008, 2011, 2018 to 21, and 2023 to 2025.
You know something, as a lot of us are, I've been a Brewers fan my entire life, and there's, especially the last few years, you just rattled off, 7th time in the postseason in the last 8 years. And one of the things I like to think about when it gets to this time of year, we're about to start the playoffs, is storylines, and if you have that feeling like there's a uniqueness to the team as you're entering. I always feel like that's a good gauge for if you're going to have that big run, because, playoffs with baseball especially always feels so different emotionally. I don't know if I've seen a Brewers team, as we just laid out for you, the morning show crew did, that feels more like a story that's just, like Levering said, who's writing it?
Uke, right?
Could be.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you look around Milwaukee right now, and it's just awesome because the city is lit up blue and yellow. You'll see Milwaukee's iconic and historic landmarks lit up from dusk to dawn in Brewers blue and yellow. We also have a lot of banners out there. In fact, there's one right out here by us at the ASQ Skywalk showcasing the postseason rally cry of Magic Brew. There's also one up at City Hall. I think they've got another one over at the Milwaukee Public Market. But man, this city is just electric and ready to cheer on the Brew Crew.
Let's go.
Love it. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 2:26. Coming up next, local news and top national headlines.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with the new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Hey, I've got a great idea. After a long week, relax with an ice-cold beverage and a great Friday fish fry at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. WTMJ's John Mercure here. With the fall colors here, the drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is one of the most beautiful in Wisconsin. And the haddock fish fry is all you care to eat. All other dinners are buy one, get one free tonight and this weekend. Order your favorite steak, pan-fried walleye, salmon, pasta. I love the ribs, big fresh salad, even steak and lobster, any entree, all buy one, get one free. Desserts are also buy one, get one free. I really love that. De-stress with an old-fashioned, choose from over 20 bourbons, 100 wines, 8 unique dining rooms, and your second dinner is free. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine, an easy drive from anywhere in our area. Now serving a Saturday fall lunch from 11 till 2. Tables are open. Call and reserve your free dinner. Arrive early. Serving starts at 4. It's the Fox and Hounds.
There's still time to save big money on your exterior painting project at Menards. Pristine is Dutch Boy's most durable exterior paint and primer in one. With its Rain Rinse technology, rain naturally washes away dirt and grime. Plus, it resists cracking and peeling, making it perfect to withstand the harshest weather conditions. Save big money on pristine exterior paint now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
It's 2:30. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, October 3rd. I'm Jessica Tighe. Your top story, rescued from a soybean silo.
I'm Adam Roberts. More traffic headaches could impact weekend travel plans.
Fantastic Friday, mostly clear tonight. Technical glitch there, so let's get you the local news right now. It is 2:30, and let's see where we're sitting right now for the temperatures. We did it.
Did we do it?
We just did it. Not only did we hit our high temperature today, which was 86, we've been sitting at 85 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We actually surpassed it.
Are we at 87?
87 now is the official temp in Milwaukee. Whew. All right. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a man is recovering after being rescued from a soybean silo. Kenosha County Sheriffs responded around 7:45 this morning to a farm in the town of Paris. The 65-year-old man got stuck in soybeans while inspecting the auger on the interior of the 20-foot silo. That silo was only filled about a third of the way up with soybeans. Rescue crews constructed an emergency wall around him to clear out the soybeans before hoisting him up and then out. He was taken to the hospital with minor injuries, but he is expected to be okay.
In Madison, 7 people detained during an ICE operation. Police telling our partners at WISC-TV the department was made aware of the arrest after ICE had already left the community on Thursday. Nonprofit Centro Hispano of Dane County posting on Facebook the targeted enforcement operation happened on the city's northeast side. Despite ongoing rumors of ICE activity in the state capital, this incident is the first confirmed presence of ICE in Madison.
A trial date is now set for the teenager accused of killing his parents in their Waukesha home.
17-year-old Nikita Kasap will stand trial on March 2nd. Court records show the trial is expected to last about 10 days. Kasap faces 10 felony charges, including 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for the deaths of his mother and stepfather. He was arrested in Kansas back in February when authorities discovered their decomposing bodies in the village of Waukesha. Kasap could face life in prison if convicted on the homicide charges. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Another weekend, another big closure on the roads that could throw a wrench into your weekend travel plans. WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga with the details.
Here we go again, only this time it's the other direction. The southbound bypass is going to be closing down for another 54-hour closure through the Hale Interchange. Starting tonight at 11, 894 southbound will be closing between Greenfield Avenue and the Hale Interchange until Monday the 6th at 5:30 a.m. Along with this, they'll be closing the ramps from 94 eastbound to southbound and westbound to southbound in the zoo. A left lane closure will stay in place from Lincoln to the Hale Interchange until Monday the 13th. This is week 1 of 2 for this closure, and as always, is weather dependent.
You can see maps and updates of the project online right now at WTMJ.com.
As the Brewers get ready to start the NLDS series here in Milwaukee against the Cubs, they're already planning to keep the party going when the team heads down to Chicago next week. They'll be hosting a free watch party at Harley-Davidson Park on Wednesday. Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger on Wisconsin's Midday News.
We'll have music, big screens, and a lot of pomp and circumstance to get people excited. We're also going to have food trucks, tailgate games. We'll have a DJ there. Our 4-1 Force will be there taking photos and greeting fans.
First pitch for Wednesday's game is not yet set.
It's a busy sports weekend in general in the state of Wisconsin. We'll have a look at it all, plus the roads and your 5-day forecast coming up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is coming up on 2:34.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. There's a lot going on in the state of Wisconsin for sports this weekend, but of course, your top story is Brewers-Cubs playoff baseball. First pitch, 1:08 Saturday afternoon at American Family Field. We'll have the game for you right here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. 7th-ranked Wisconsin volleyball beating Illinois in straight sets in Madison on Thursday. Badger football returning to the field tomorrow as they're on the road to face 20th-ranked Michigan. By the way, that's an 11 a.m. kick from Ann Arbor, so as you're planning your day out, keep that in mind. 11 a.m. Badger kick. 1:08 p.m. first pitch for your Milwaukee Brewers. And a friendly reminder, if you got Jordan Love starting on your fantasy football team this week, you might want to find an alternative because the Packers are on a bye. Their next game at home, October 12th against the Bengals.
It is starting to get very busy around Milwaukee on this Friday afternoon. Delays are getting longer on 41 in our construction zone. We're also seeing issues on 43, some significant delays, and that's twofold. We've got on I-43 South at Highland Avenue, the left lane is blocked due to a car that's broken down. That's 43 at Highland Avenue. Left lane is blocked. You've got the semi that's broken down there. Also, I-43 South at Fond du Lac Avenue, right shoulder is blocked due to another disabled vehicle. And it looks like the backups, they are getting really slow right now. So heads up there. We're also seeing our delays around the ballpark, which we do tend to see on Friday afternoons. Very busy going out of the city and going into the burbs right before you get to American Family Field. I'm also seeing headed the other way on 94 East, headed into the city, seeing some delays right around State Fair Park. Don't see a reason for it. No crashes are being reported. But I do want to let you know that it is very slow right now around State Fair Park as you are heading into the city on 94.
Well, we'll have to wait for the official word from Brian Niznansky and the weather folks, but it does look like we have indeed tied our record and, in fact, broken that high temperature record today. 87 right now and sunny. Clear tonight down to 65. Heads up again tomorrow for Game 1. Mostly sunny, 88 and breezy. Clouds, humid Sunday, 85. Rain likely on your Monday then. That's the Game 2 forecast, so heads up there. Cooler as well, a high of 72. More clouds, some rain early, then clearing on Tuesday with a high of 70. Again, in Milwaukee right now, 87 and sunny at 2:38.
The new leader of Milwaukee's Office of Community Wellness and Safety addressed the community last night and outlined his goals for reducing violence in the city. Adam Procell's appointment is controversial. He killed a rival gang member in the 90s as a teen in Milwaukee. He spent more than 20 years in prison. Also controversial because the search for a new director took more than 6 months, and he was not named as one of the finalists. So his appointment really came out of the blue for a lot of people, especially in the community if you weren't paying attention to this. Adam, you were at the town hall last night. What was the energy like inside that auditorium, and how many people showed up for it?
So it was at the Washington Park Senior Center on the city's west side, and I would say, gauging the environment in the room, it was respectful skepticism because there were about 60 to 65 people. I would definitely say it was on a scale of sparsely populated to shoulder, it was leaning more towards sparse. There were a lot of open seats on a Thursday evening. But those who were there wanted to hear what Adam was going to say because he's been in his position now for about a month. And this is really the first time we've heard him just stand, lay bare his plans for this department, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention, which has gone through a lot of changes since it was made in 2008 originally. And a lot of the people who were speaking at this event were community leaders, people who run things like the Milwaukee Promise Keepers organization, 414 Life, business improvement districts. What I wanted to hear and was waiting for was just regular members of the community, like Joe, who lives at 47th and Burleigh and just wants to know, what are you, as someone with your background, controversial as it is, going to do to make violence go down near where I live? And one of the people who stood out to me was a man named Lewis. And one of the themes was, Purcell said, hey, hit me with the hard questions. Let's get uncomfortable. That's been one of his things.
And he does say he turned his life around. So we should note that.
Correct.
Like, yes, I mean, his story is incredible. Killed a rival gang member in the 90s as a teenager right here in the city of Milwaukee, then spending decades in prison. But he has turned his life around, and I think that's really what he's trying to show people. But you mentioned people are skeptical, and rightfully so. I think it is healthy to have some skepticism.
And that skepticism played out in a man named Lewis who spoke.
As a person who's been to 27 funerals, not just people I knew, people intimately I knew, it seems like you're romanticizing the fact that you did that. You spent 25 years in Wisconsin State Prison. Your formative years as a juvenile, as an adult, correct? So me being a person who's dealt with thousands, maybe 10,000 people coming out of prison, I know it takes a long time for that prison mentality to escape. How have you done it so fast in 7 years?
So that's, again, Lewis speaking at this event last night. Now, when I spoke with Purcell at the event, that came up. How were you able to just put that so quickly behind you, and now you've turned a new leaf and you're leading this very all eyes on it department? And he said that time he spent in prison is key in what makes him different from just another common council member, for example, taking over this department.
Growing up in the system, spending a quarter of a century behind bars, you learn things from those late night talks, eating at the chow hall with individuals who have killed multiple people, who have raped people, who have molested people, and all those things, I feel, give me a better insight into understanding violence so that we can better prevent violence.
And Jessica, you mentioned that skepticism, not just for his criminal background, but also the process. And when this news was first announced, that was what came to me was, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, like, who's this guy? Wait, where'd he come from?
There were 3 finalists, including the acting director of the department, Karen Taylor, who were lined up for the job. And then the mayor stood before the press and said, hey, I'm going with this guy and you have to trust my judgment. Well, one of the voices who was calling for transparency into the process, Alderwoman Charlene Moore. Now, she was at the event last night, and I spoke to her directly one-on-one and asked, you've had some time to see this play out, admittedly a small sample size. What do you think?
Are those concerns assuaged? Do you still have those concerns at all?
I want to say the verdict is still out on that, but just simply because he's so new and he's making his rounds. He did a really good job reaching out to every alder to just get a meeting for, particularly with the folks that don't have a relationship with him and don't know him. There's some really lofty ideas, and it's a department of 12. Right, and so with a small budget, and so really focusing on what needs to be done is going to really be the concern of his department. But he's still new. We're here to support. I want to see him successful.
So again, Purcell has been in his position for just over a month now and will be going into next year as his first full year leading the Office of Community Wellness and Safety.
By the way, if you missed it, Adam Purcell revealed the entire story of committing murder when he was just 15, spending decades in prison, and his transition from incarceration to legislation on WTMJ Conversations. So you can go to the Wisconsin Weekend Morning News podcast to hear that with Libby Collins. Time right now is 2:44. Coming up next, it's your Week in Review.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Aug Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Aug Prep North, made for more. Apply today at augprep.org.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi, and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a beautiful deck, beautiful outdoor space, and Yardbird is helping me reimagine what outdoor furniture could look like at our place. High-quality furniture at incredible prices this weekend only in Wauwatosa. Save up to 80% at Yardbird's Wauwatosa outlet sale on Mayfair Road. They've got a beautiful store. They've got incredible furniture, and now's the value you have been looking for. Saturday, Sunday, October 4th and 5th, dining sets, sofas, love seats, and more. It is Yardbird in Wauwatosa.
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano from Wisconsin's Morning News. It's baseball season, which means Brewers 360 is back every day at 8:40. Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Every day, all season long, we're joined exclusively by Brewers guests, including manager Pat Murphy and more. So Murphy, as we're wrapping up our interview.
Great talking to you. Really enjoyed it, okay?
I was like, you did? Is he just in a good mood, or what'd y'all do to Murph?
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Shake-ups in the governor's race, the government shuts down, the I-94 rivalry hits October, and more. It's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Steer, a fly ball to center. Back is Perkins. That'll do it. 97 wins for your Milwaukee Brewers, a new franchise record. And no team in Brewers franchise history has ever been better than the 2025 version.
I mean, it's a way for this team to get recognized, and they should be. You know, especially where they came from and where no one expected this.
McManus for the tie, 34. And this one is good.
It's a tie!
It sucks.
Another name entering the race for Wisconsin governor, former state economic development director for Wisconsin, Missy Hughes, announcing she is running for governor.
Listen, I'm not a politician. I'm different than other folks you've seen run for governor. That's the point.
We have Dan Bice and Mary Spikuza, both from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And Dan, I don't know if we solely attribute Bill Berrien dropping out of the governor race to you, but certainly...
You lose count after a while.
Can we talk about getting biced?
Nazir Spencer of WTMJ went over for Bucks Media Day.
It's a new team, very young team, and much more explosive with Giannis especially. Everyone's pretty excited over there.
You've heard about the Super Bowl halftime show. Bad Bunny will be the headlining performer.
I was called by the Bad Bunny team asking me about was interested in collaborating. And so he was interested in including and incorporating Puerto Rican history into his new album.
Today, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth addressed senior military leaders at Quantico in Virginia. Hegseth criticized so-called toxic leaders who he claims have been lowering standards in what he called the War Department.
Each service will ensure that every requirement for every combat MOS, for every designated combat arms position, returns to the highest male standard only. Because we are the War Department. Godspeed.
Please clap.
We're excited to be joined in the Annex Wealth Management studio by David Crowley.
We've been talking to a lot of candidates about legalizing medical marijuana or recreational marijuana. A lot of money is going to Illinois. J.B. Pritzker is saying thank you. So what do you think about...
This is an opportunity to put those dollars towards education. This is an opportunity to help out many of our rural farmers and helping to save their farms and their community.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The federal government has shut down. The midnight Eastern Time deadline has passed.
I wanted to get my frustration out because after sitting there watching all that stuff, I'm like, I've learned nothing.
Like, who do you blame right now?
I blame both sides.
It was terrorism. That's what British police are saying about a deadly rampage at a synagogue in Manchester.
King Charles and Britain's Prime Minister said they were appalled by the attack on such a significant day for Jewish people.
Additional police assets are being deployed to synagogues across the country.
And it goes long. Was there a touch up front? No, there was not. Hitting error ends it tonight, and Wisconsin has won 9 in a row.
9 times.
9 times.
I just want you.
Swift's 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, a giant love letter to her beau, Travis Kelce, dropped at midnight. The late George Michael gets songwriting credit for one track. Some young Swifties are asking, who's he?
Can you imagine any woman writing a song about you to begin with?
The I-94 rivalry moves into October as the Brewers will face off against the Chicago Cubs at the NLDS on Saturday from American Family Field.
So we decided here on Wisconsin's Morning News that we were going to provide Hollywood with a movie pitch of your 2025 Brewers.
You Priester?
Yes, sir.
Then get your spikes on.
A team for the ages, the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers, and they are not even close to being done yet.
You speak it into existence, you see it, you visualize it, you believe that we can do it. Holy cow, do you believe it?
Man, I got tears at our own thing.
I think that pitch works.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
I've learned nothing.
Getting biced.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Friday, you know what time it is? Stories of the Strange, up next.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure, and I hope to hang around a couple of more years anyhow.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
The best record in baseball, that's incredible. But I'm more impressed with the fact that the Brewers are celebrating their 4th division title in 5 years. That's a pretty big deal.
It's a huge deal.
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
Tylenol was released in 1893, and we're talking about 1 in 31 may have autism.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Afternoon News, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. It's Friday, which means it's time for Stories of the Strange on Wisconsin's Midday News.
I feel like this music is perfect for this story because if you saw the surveillance video, you could just keep this music playing. So wildlife officials in Washington shared video this week of a black bear turning porch pirate to steal a package from a residence door. Went right up to the door, was like, what's in this
porch
package?
piracy is out of control.
Right? So the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife then posted to social media just giving people a reminder not to leave any items sitting out on the front porch for too long. They said, hey, friendly reminder, if you ordered DoorDash, Uber Eats, or any other food delivery services, please be sure to pick it up right away because, as they said, porch pirates come in all forms including furry and four-legged.
You said this was a black bear?
Black bear.
Okay,
yeah.
So it wasn't Chunk who won Fat Bear Week this week.
No, I forgot
Chunk
about
was
that.
a brown bear,
I was
so
never
that's good.
really into that Fat Bear Week, but man, people get so excited about that.
1,200 pounds, that's a big old bear.
So listen to this, though. Unfortunately for this black bear, he did not get anything from DoorDash, Uber Eats, or another food delivery service. You know what he got, Adam?
What do you get?
He got a sweater.
Oh, man.
Oh, isn't that great, though? Think about yourself as like the homeowner with the Ring camera, the Ring doorbell camera, and then all of a sudden you look out, like, where's my package? What happened to my package? Then you go to look at the video, you see the black bear walk up, grab the package, and then boom, get the sweater. That's
a bear in a sweater is a very funny thing to
Isn't
think
it?
about because
I
it just
know.
wouldn't fit.
No video of the bear in the sweater, but the bear got the sweater.
Let's head to Northern California. Jessica, you're a well-traveled individual. Have you been to a city in the U.S. that has Waymo, the self-driving car service?
Not that I know of. I have not seen one. It's possible
Okay.
I've been to a city that now has them, but I haven't seen one of the cars yet.
So still kind of limited service offerings, mostly in the California area. San Francisco has had a number of stories in the news about Waymo. It's one of their big hubs in that part of the country. Well, we head to Northern California, a suburb of San Francisco, San Bruno, California, where police had a little bit more than they bargained for when they went to pull over a vehicle that made an illegal U-turn on a San Bruno street. They put on the cherries and berries. They pull over this car, but there's no one driving the vehicle.
Wait, the cherries and berries?
Red and blue
I've
lights.
never heard that.
Oh, yeah, that was a popular expression in lacrosse. Don't ask me how I got
Cherries
that.
and berries. And I worked in lacrosse for a long time. Okay, all right, carry on.
So the lights go on. They pull the car over that made the illegal U-turn, but there's no one driving the car, so who do you write a ticket to if there's no one in the driver's seat? So they take to social media, as police departments often do when they have these just perplexing situations. Officers stopping the vehicle, declining to write a ticket as their, quote, citation books don't have a box for robot. No driver, no hands, no clue. So I guess this reminds me of an old Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian bit, who was saying once that if you know you're going to go to jail, have a little fun. Get out of the driver's seat, sit in the passenger seat. Then when the officer comes and roll down the window, I don't know. I wasn't driving. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
This is something we have to think about now.
Absolutely.
The world is different in 2025. Well, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We had a packed show. We had you got Rick Schlesinger, President of Business Operations for the Milwaukee Brewers, breaking some news about the fun things that they're doing coming up for these games, the postseason games. If you missed that, you can check it out on our podcast. Also, Martin Moore, marketing manager over at Cost, was talking about the wildness over the AI actress this week. People are in an uproar about that. And then also how he uses AI at work and some of the wild videos that he had. That was really
just
interesting.
hour one.
Right? And then also, Milwaukee next week is thinking about red light and speed cameras. There's a town hall coming up, or a public hearing, I should say. So we wanted to know, how effective are red light and speed cameras? So we talked with IIHS, a research engineer over there. So a lot of good stuff. If you're going to the game tomorrow, have a blast. It's going to be hot. Woo!
Yep, bring the water.
And just remember, how special is this? How lucky are we right now? Because the Milwaukee Brewers, our Milwaukee Brewers, are postseason bound for the 7th time in the last 8 years.
Who's writing this thing?
That is awesome. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hey, the holiday season is fast approaching. I know, hard to believe, right? WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you own a company or are in management,